Broadcasting live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco. Powered through the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Ahead of Super Bowl 60 between the Patriots and Seahawks on Seattle Sports.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Rost.
It's a Football Friday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. We might be live from Radio Row, but we still got some of your Friday favorites here on Bump and Stacy. Bowl Take Friday coming your way. Of course, Super Bowl between Curtis and Bump coming up. By the way, Bump and I figured out the math on this one. If he wins the next two with today's and then season at the end of the year, he can be one behind you.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's respectable.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
I'll take it all day.
Me too.
This ain't what I do.
Yeah, and
you know?
It speaks to my ability to create parity with my quizzes.
It's
Parity.
like last year's Super Bowl when the Eagles got out to that huge lead. It was like 40-7, and then the Chiefs scored two late touchdowns, made it 40-22.
I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens. All our coverage this week presented by WGU. Let's get to what happened last night at NFL Honors. Congratulations to Jackson Smith-Njigba for taking home Offensive Player of the Year. You know, Bump, I thought that Puka Nacua, shame on me, would finish in second place or maybe threaten him for that spot. Just we had talked so much about these two receivers all year long. And everyone's overlooking Christian McCaffrey being Mr. Do-It-All for everyone in San Francisco, finished in second place. Congrats to JSN, though.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Christian McCaffrey being second. Congrats to JSN, the 8th most yards in a single season, which is a feat itself. We knew this was going to happen, though, right? If he didn't get this award, I'd be looking at this the same way I look at the Hall of Fame right now. Like, what the heck are y'all doing? JSN, man, a magical season. Still got some work to do. But I'm happy for him, man. The Seahawks were represented last night.
What did you make of Drewski? I thought intentionally mispronouncing his name. Some people thought it was funny. Some people thought it was disrespectful and took away from the moment.
I think, what did they expect Drewski to do? That's his whole brand. This is
so
why
it's more on the
he
NFL.
is here.
Yeah. The comedian.
Like, what y'all expect? You thought he was going to go up there. You gave him Jackson Smith-Njigba. You know what direction you can go with that. And that's exactly the direction that he went. I was fine with it. It didn't bother me much. It's more about what JSN thinks.
Yeah.
But what I know of JSN, I think that he's fine with it.
I kind of aligned with G. Scott on this one, who tweeted about it, that he felt like it was disrespectful. It didn't make me really mad on behalf of JSN. It was more that I think Drewski's really funny. I appreciate his content. I think that really funny people can sometimes have jokes that don't land. And when you're a comedian, you're like a volume shooter. You know what I mean? You're just going to make jokes wherever you can, and not every single one of them is going to work out. There were a lot of people who thought it was really funny, and it's not like a Hall of Fame acceptance. You know what I mean? I think for some people they were like, NFL Honors, really cool, but this is something where you can have fun with it. Other people don't feel that way. But yeah, I kind of align with G, where it's like, yeah, how about you just give him the award and
What did you expect, though? It's Drewski. If you know anything about Drewski,
he could have made a joke
up there to make fun of anything. And his last name, you knew where he was going to go with that.
Well, that's on the NFL. I thought the joke didn't land. What more so, it's not even being mad just at Drewski, because I think he's a product of everyone just creating funny moments. You hired a comedian to be there, like you said, he's there. I don't know. I didn't think, just say his name, man.
No,
say his name.
Didn't bother me.
It's
if
not
Jason's cool, I'm good.
keeping me up at night. It's not keeping me up at night. But I just didn't think it was the funniest thing.
It wasn't funny.
Yeah.
But I knew he was going to do it. As soon as I saw him on that stage, I'm like, yep, he's going to mess his name up on purpose, for sure.
Yeah, it's this weird balancing act. You had Tiffany Haddish, who misspoke and said verbal. That one I think is forgivable because it didn't feel intentional at all. She just didn't know how to say vrabel.
VR makes a rough sound.
But it's all the same letters as verbal.
Maybe try to have her back.
Some dyslexia in that moment.
Bruh.
Look,
I guess.
I'm a girl's girl.
I ain't mad at her, though. I can't be not mad at Drewski and be mad at her, so we're good.
Okay. Maybe I should be mad at her. I'm just not. Because I know that Drewski's making a joke, and he knows how to say JSN.
Why don't we just call him the Emerald City Route Artist?
That's a better idea, Curtis.
That's his new nickname.
Congratulations to the Emerald City Route Artist. Did you hear?
Or is it a visionary? Is it art?
Is it someone who gets it?
Yeah.
Or are you just jealous?
Of
Are you
what?
jealous that you didn't
You
get
didn't
that
become
nickname?
the Emerald City Route Artist.
Hey, I had no chance. I can't be jealous of something I had no chance of getting.
You don't think you could have become the Emerald City route artist?
Nah, Jason's a bit more talented than I was.
Okay,
I live in reality. At
yeah.
40, you know, you accept who you are, and
what do they call Monroe? Does it have a cool nickname?
No, they call it the penitentiary.
Oh,
The penitentiary
route artist. Nice. Mike McDonald finished third in Coach of the Year voting. Mike Vrabel/Verbal won. Liam Cohen finished in second place. Not surprised at all that it was Vrabel without.
Saw him yesterday too. He was next to us, Liam Cohen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought well deserved. I had no issues with any of the voting. Some people didn't like that Nick Imanwari was such a distant second for Defensive Rookie of the Year, but like that means the award wasn't surprising in any way.
No, that award is more just stats. They're looking at the stats and saying, all right, he has X amount of tackles, we're doing it. But if you look at the impact that Nick Imanwari has on this defense, the best defense in the league, then, you know, he's the real deal.
Also, oh, gosh. Oh, Bobby Wagner took home Walter Payton Man of the Year and was already going to, Curtis, you mentioned this, was already going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Go ahead and just like sharp it.
I mean,
we already knew
how
that
many
was going to happen.
more accolades can he acquire?
Is there like a spelling bee?
Has he gotten Defensive Player of the Year yet?
He's never gotten that. I think that might be a little past.
Yeah.
Past
hey,
him.
you know, never know. I don't know. But yeah,
just an
that ain't
unbelievable
happening.
player.
That ain't happening.
I love Bobby. It's like no matter what team he's on, you're just going to, even when he was with the Rams, good for him, man. Good game for Bobby. Good game for Bobby. The top three players, two things I wanted to get to. One, just how tough this division is, right? And look, I'm sorry to the Patriots. I'm not trying to set it up this way. They did have a very easy schedule this year, the third easiest of the last 50 seasons. Meanwhile, the top three finalists in Offensive Player of the Year were all from the same division. I just think it's relevant.
Yeah, it is relevant. That just lets you know how tough this division is. I mean, we knew that already, right? You have the injured Niners making it to the playoffs, still fighting for a division championship. You have the high-powered Rams offense with Matthew Stafford, the MVP, and Puka Nacua, who we thought will be maybe second when it comes to Offensive Player of the Year. And then you have the Seahawks. No, it just confirmed everything that we already knew about this division. And it ain't going nowhere, too, man. I think Matthew Stafford's coming back for another year. I think the Niners are going to get healthy and be competitive. And then we know the Seahawks are good for the next few years, too.
And then also just a shout-out to JSN. He became the fourth Seahawk ever to get either Offensive or Defensive Player of the Year, the first wide receiver, obviously. Let's talk about JSN in Super Bowl 60, what this matchup is going to mean. Yesterday we spent a lot of time talking about the trenches, right? Milton Williams and or even, you know, the Patriots secondary and what's Gonzo going to do. But it feels like if JSN in any way goes off this game, I don't see a world where he has a great day and the Seahawks don't win. No, knock on wood. I'm knocking on wood before anyone panics. You look at week one against San Francisco, he had, 120-something, and they lost. But still, it's just Seattle has so many weapons in this one. They're
just so much more talented than the Patriots that you feel like if 11 goes off, that means everything else is working as well. And, you know, I don't think he needs a big game, but a big game would be fun, obviously. It'd be great for Sam Darnold. That means he's tossing the ball all across the yard. For me, it's more about just Sam Darnold continuing to bury all the bad juju that people have about him or feel about him. And if JSN is going off, that means that's what he's doing as well. And if JSN is going off, also, to me, that means the run game is popping as well. Or at least it's effective enough to where they're loading the box and they're giving them opportunities on the back end. No, this is going to be fun, man. This is our third day here. I'm getting even more excited. Today's Friday, right? Today's Friday, all right. And
double check. It's been a weird week.
It's weird. But no, I'm excited, man. I think that he has the opportunity. My question is, how often is Gonzalez going to travel with him? Are they going to stick to it? Like they do it sometimes. He's never really just the every down I'm going to travel with the number one receiver. How are they going to treat JSN? Like, how much respect are they going to give them? Are they going to be arrogant and say, you know what, we're just going to blitz and see if he can beat us over the top?
As we're finding ourselves inching closer to this game, the conversation that I know some people are sick of, but I'm not, because I find myself shifting opinions back and forth. The conversation is like, is your confidence growing? Are you getting more nervous? I saw Good Morning Football made their picks. Kyle Brandt going with the Patriots. And Jamie Erdahl, we love Jamie, both going with the Patriots in this
He's just being Matt Nelson. You know, contrarian. That's all he's trying to do.
Wow.
Being Matt.
And Matt, a response.
Why do I have to catch a stray? Why? Why is that necessary?
Because you're throwing a fit before the show, so we have to make sure that you're ready to go.
You know what? Let's revisit that. I was throwing a fit before the show because neither of the two hosts of this show nor the producer could put a headset on with less than 60 seconds to go. So I'm starting to wonder if we're going to have a show at all.
I needed to plug in my laptop.
Yeah, that's definitely more important than getting on air on time, right, Stace?
I was...
and I was talking to Lefko,
yeah,
so, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
we were looking at Lefko's ID. Now I remember what we were doing. Sorry, Matt. We had important things to do. We were comparing student IDs.
The bigger question here is, why would you talk to Lefko on purpose?
I can tell Lefko you said
Lefko's
that.
my friend.
Now Lefko's catching strays.
Right?
Hurt people, Matt. And that's what you're doing right now. That's crazy. We're going to be joined in 5 minutes by NFL Network analyst Roman Harper. Curious who Roman's going to pick in this one. I'm sure he's made his pick publicly, but I'm still going to ask him. I am finding that, I don't know if it's just trying to be a contrarian, but that more people are a little more, not confidently picking the Patriots, but finding cases for the Patriots in a way that when it was, prior to both conference championship games, it was like, whoever wins the NFC is winning.
Yeah, I feel
whoever
like
wins is
the
winning.
closer
Now we're
you
getting
get to
some
the
spicy
game,
takes.
the closer you get to the game, I think the more likely you are to have the randomness, right? Because people second guess themselves. I do it all the time, right? I watch film, I feel one way. I watch more film, I feel another way. But I'm standing tall, 10 toes down
10 toes.
when it comes to these Seahawks. I mean, I think they get it done. I think they win by 10. Listen to the pregame show, and I'll tell you exactly what my score is. But no, this is I like this. I want people to go against the Seahawks. I want the Seahawks to have a chip on their shoulder. I want them to feel like people are doubting them, because I feel like that is what has been driving them all year, is that people have they doubted the #1 seed in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't know that anyone is doubting. I don't know a single person that's doubting the Seahawks or Darnold outright. I think they're just looking at the most common take I hear is Vrabel knows how to win, which is interesting because it's Vrabel's first Super Bowl, right? Am I
as a coach?
getting
Yeah,
that right? As a coach, as a head coach, his first Super Bowl. Obviously, he's an experienced head coach. He's great. I love Mike Vrabel, but I think that the championship history, the dynasty that was associated with a different Pats team, but still the Pats for 20 years, and like two different eras, or excuse me, two different kind of versions, is making people just think good things happen for the Patriots. So, you know what I mean? There's something intangible that I think that's making some people look at the Patriots. And if we're going to add something to it that is more tangible, it's maybe Drake May plays much better than he has in the last 3 games, or that maybe this Patriots defensive line is a little too much to what was the biggest question mark for the Seahawks entering the season, the interior of their offensive line.
I think it's hard for people not to look at that logo and have those feelings, right? You talk about the legacy of the Patriots, and it's earned. For 20 years, they were the standard in the NFL, and when you have that team back, you have them playing the way that they're playing, you have a quarterback you feel like is the future of the franchise, it's natural for people to want to lean that direction. And I'm fine with it. I don't think there's ever a Super Bowl where everyone picks the same winner. So it is what it is.
Someone said, dude, Matt's hilarious. I love it when he interjects. Wish he would more. No.
I think it's too much, honestly.
I think, honestly, that's what I'm saying. Matt doesn't want to do that. And if you knew Matt, you'd know he hates being here right now. He hates us. He hates this show. He hates the Super Bowl. And he can't wait for this to be over. I
only did that out of pure frustration and anger. The last 3 days have been some of the worst of my professional career.
Well, you've been by yourself. Isn't that what you want?
Yeah, and that's been great.
We're not around to bother you.
You're not around to bother me, and yet you're still able to bother me 3 states away.
Who's in the who's first on the leaderboard right now? Remember on Wednesday we said who's going to make Matt most upset before we get back? Who's first, second, and third?
Gosh, that's such a good question. Going into today, Stacy was like taking it far and away.
Thank you.
Bump at the start of the show was really frustrating. I think, though, it might be Curtis, just because of all the producerial things he's done to me this week.
Producerial. I thought we were talking about produce.
Well, Matt, maybe if you'd read emails, then we wouldn't have these issues.
Matt,
I don't know how to respond
Curtis
to that.
just took first place. He just took first place.
So yeah, Curtis, congratulations.
Curtis
you win the trophy.
Nice. Oh man, I really thought I had it for a minute there. I'm upset. I felt confident about my chances here to finish in first, but I'll take third place. That's fine with me.
Now we've gotten a couple of nicknames into the text line.
Oh.
They said, Stacy, you're the Emerald City clout artist.
That's Curtis.
And the 805 says Matt is the Emerald City shout artist.
I like it. I like it.
Gear up for the big game
like
at
it.
Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoff gear and custom Simply Seattle original designs. You can shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree now at simplyseattle.com. We are joined now by NFL Network analyst Roman Harper, live from Radio Row. Roman, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. Shout out to my niece, Cadence, who lives in Seattle. Hopefully,
yeah?
Oh, nice.
her and her mom hear this. Shout out.
Are they
yo.
going for the Seahawks, live in
Oh,
Seattle?
they're big-time Seahawks.
Okay,
Well,
fantastic.
the mom is big-time Seattle. I mean, my brother met her when I was out there playing in the game.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, dude, you're like messing with the enemy. Like, what are we doing here? I hate playing in Seattle, but because it's such a great place. But
I'm assuming that they're asking you a lot, trying to get like an off the record, like, okay, tell us what you really think is going to happen.
No, I have not talked to him about it, but
Okay.
hopefully we'll see what happens. So I like Seattle in this game. Seattle's a really good team. I think they have more outs or more ways to win this game than New England. I know everybody else is picking them too, which should scare you guys.
It
That
does.
scares her.
It does. It
That
does.
scares her.
Yes.
It totally should. And you know how it is in the Super Bowl. It's like the team that's supposed to win doesn't always win.
Yeah.
I played in 2 Super Bowls, and the one that I lost was the one that we were supposed to win. And the one that I won, it was everybody picked us to not win it. So you just never know. It's who plays the best that day. And Seattle's been playing excellent, but they're not going to be at home.
Yeah.
And so how do they handle that?
Yeah, right. 12s are going to travel. I feel like they typically do. But, you know, Super Bowl, it's a lot of corporate out there. You know, it's not going to
it
be.
is all corporate.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So we'll see how the 12s travel. But when you look at this matchup, besides the quarterback, right, because everyone we talk to says, all right, I'm looking at Sam Darnold and see what he can do. They got young Drake May. What matchup intrigues you?
I think it's the battle of the defenses, honestly. Like, New England's defense is great. They have turned the football over, taken it away at a high rate, and also they've scored on defense. And so if you're able to score on defense, that sets you up to be successful in any game. And so to me, I think that's what's going to happen. It'd be interesting how New England's defensive secondary matches up with you guys' pass game. You guys love getting the ball to Jackson Smith and Jigba, Rashid Shaheed, in play action situations, attacking these guys downfield. So that will be interesting to see if Seattle can protect the quarterback to allow him to get the football thrown downfield and attack New England secondary. And if they're able to do that, then they got a good chance. But if they cannot, then we're going to see, right? Because I'm still – and I know Sam Darnold's played great this year, and he played great last year except for the playoff game. But I'm still a believe – like, I can't get over – me ever seeing Sam Darnold say, I'm seeing ghosts out here.
Is there anything he could do?
No, he can't.
I
No.
appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, no, he can't. Like, that's forever ingrained into my memory. And it's fine. It sucks. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure other people have said it, but he's just the only one that had a hot mic on when he said it.
Yeah.
And so versus New England.
Okay.
And, of course, he played for a terrible like, the Jets have been pretty bad. And so, like, I understand it. I don't blame him. He's so talented because I saw him at training camp in Carolina when he was at Carolina. I'm like, it's him, Baker Mayfield, and some other quarterback. And I'm like, this guy Sam Darnold looks the best. He looks like a thoroughbred. He's big. He's faster. He's got a better arm. He just couldn't put it all together. And now it seems like he's doing that and playing with a lot more confidence. And it's been fun to watch because ultimately we all root for all these guys to be successful. And he has found his way, and it's been really good to see.
It's almost like when your boy says something, and 10 years later you still bring it up. When we talk about
yeah,
seeing
yeah,
ghosts,
yeah,
like you'll never leave it down. Like, hey, remember when you said that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it
Smelling
comes down
blood
to.
in the water.
Yeah.
He said it's like a shark smelling blood in the water.
Yeah, she'll never let me live
No,
that down.
water in the blood.
Water in the blood.
Water in the
Water in the
blood. He said
blood.
water in the
Back that up.
Out here smelling water in the blood. He still
Why you
say
bring
that
me into
3 years
this? We
later.
talking about
Because
Sam
that's
right now.
exactly your point.
Yeah.
That's making your point
You're
right now.
right.
You said
You're
that
right.
3 years ago.
You're right.
And we'll still do it.
I don't blame you. Like,
But
It's what it
it's called
is.
holding you
What it is.
accountable.
Yeah, right?
All right?
okay, I'm going to apologize in advance for my question. If it helps, I have hated talking about Super Bowl 49 this week. My question is about a playoff loss. I loved your Saints teams. You were also on a Saints team that was part of a famous part of Seahawks history. Didn't end up with the Seahawks like getting to and winning a Super Bowl. But it's a moment, Beastquake, that people hear. I heard it played at a wedding.
That's awesome.
Like, it's
That's
Can you just
that's
kind of
awesome.
talk to us about what that moment was actually like out there?
Oh my gosh.
I know it's a bad one, but it's
it's what it is. No, it's what it is.
Thank you.
You got to understand. So we had just smoked that Seattle team like 4 weeks or like 3 or 4 weeks before that, by like 30 at home. We had just smoked them. So like we get out here, we're probably a little too confident. We had the Super Bowl hangover for sure, all right, because we just won Super Bowl the year before. Like, this team's not good. We'll go out here, smack them up again. We're going to be all right. Start off the game, we're pretty good. We're up. Then all of a sudden they roll back. I make a couple bad plays, but then it's also everybody makes a couple bad plays out there. So now they got all the momentum. We finally start coming back, and then, it's just a simple, like, off-tackle power play. It wasn't anything crazy. I was setting the edge, so I had nothing to do with the play. I'm just outside, keep my outside arm free, just like, okay. I'm looking at him go in there, and then like do the normal thing, like at practice. Well, okay, just turn and run, chase the ball, because like that's what you do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah, okay, boom. Then he like breaks a tackle. Then he like breaks another tackle. I'm like, shoot, all right, now the jog happens.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then all of a sudden he stiffs, so I'm like, oh, I'm like, oh man, okay. Now I'm like, oh, dang, I gotta run. Like, oh, now I'm like running, and then it's like, then I look up, he's got like 3 or 4 blockers. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then another big stiff arm, like, oh, crap. Then Alex Brown misses him. And it was just like, just seeing it kind of develop where I was just like, and so I actually end up being in the frame of the play a lot, even though I'd never really touched him until like the very end. And he like jumped and like hold my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you see it, and then because it just happened and you just didn't know. And then because it was just a simple play, and then all of a sudden he makes like 8 people miss, runs over everybody. And then we get over and the place is just going crazy. And so we get to the sideline, and at that point we kind of look at each other like, I think that was the first time we kind of felt defeated in over a year, because we were the same. A lot of those Super Bowl guys were on that team. Yeah. And then the Skittles were flying everywhere. It was like a lot going on. And Seattle's already such a loud venue to play in. But it was crazy, and I didn't know that it, like, set like an earthquake or something like that. Like, it didn't feel like that in the moment. But I guess because emotionally I was just probably just numb because of what I just witnessed. And, like, shout out to Marshawn, who I always loved to compete against. And it was funny because after that, a couple years later, I go to New Orleans. Go to Carolina, and we lose to Seattle in the playoffs in 2014 when we were the 7-8-1 team that was not good, but in the playoffs and actually won a game as well. And so we lose that one, and then the next year having to play Seattle twice. We went to Seattle and early on in that season, and we beat them late. And at that point, I was like, man, this team's starting to believe in themselves. I told my coaches that it was going to be different. And then when we saw them again in the playoffs, everybody thought, I was some type of way. And my brother called me from Seattle because they showed me on the news, because some Seattle guy asked me, a reporter, like, how are you guys going to, go against Seattle, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, hey, look, we're the better team. We have the better record. We've already beaten them. They got to worry about us. And so I wasn't cocky. It was just like
what every player would feel.
Like, what do you want me to say? Oh, my gosh, like, I'm so nervous. I'm like, dude, we're better.
I don't know what we're going to do.
I don't know. It's called win the game. And so we did. And it was a great one, man. I just loved competing against those Seattle teams, tackling Marshawn Lynch and tackling, trying to corral Russell Wilson at the time, who was through a great deep ball, and he was so talented at scrambling or redefining the pocket without scrambling. Like everybody was just so worried about him getting outside the pocket. He'd act like he was going to run, and then the pocket would reset, and he's still right there in the same spot. And then all of a sudden guys get open. So always fun to play against Seattle, and I hated playing out there because of how loud their fans are. And that one guy outside the visitors' locker room is always talking
He's
trash.
still there.
He's still there.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
Still him.
It was so good when we beat him, just so I could see that guy. Like, keep that same energy, buddy. All right? So just know, all right, that guy, we know about you. Keep that same energy, my guy.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you so much for the retelling. We really appreciate it.
Man.
the best. NFL Network analyst Roman Harper, kind enough to join us to talk about this game and walk down memory lane a little bit here in Seattle. Thank you so much for taking the time. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
MJ Acosta-Ruiz joins us next.
This is what it's all about, right?
We are going to the Super Bowl!
The pure joy.
It's a great time to be alive for Seattle fans.
It's why we're 12s.
Super Bowl, baby, let's go!
And Sunday, when history is written in Super Bowl 60, isn't there only one voice you want to hear tell the story?
A one-hander, JSN!
Wherever you are on Sunday, listen to Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60, live and free on the Seattle Sports app.
Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoffs gear and custom Simply original designs. Shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree now at simplyseattle.com.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you buy a new vehicle from Lee Johnson, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty included.
See your favorite Seattle Mariners up close at the Peoria Sports Complex. Come to sunny and warm Peoria, Arizona to celebrate an AL West championship and the beginning of another great season for your Mariners. Spring training in Peoria has plenty of sunshine, warm temperatures, great food, and the best seats in baseball. It's family fun for fans of all ages. Book your trip today. Support your 2026 Seattle Mariners in Arizona for what promises to be another exciting season. Get your tickets at peoriabaseball.com.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at washingtonaccidentbooks.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Chick-fil-A's new Frosted Sodas and Floats, it's a 10 out of 10. Hey, this is Lizzie, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new Frosted Sodas and Floats is how well they go together. You will love having your favorite soda blended with our creamy ice cream to make a new Frosted Soda or Float. With the mix of the ice cream and soda fizz, it's so delicious, I call it Fizzalicious.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new Frosted Soda and Float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3 grand.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, inviting you to come work with IRG. And Shannon, what kind of staff are you looking for at IRG?
Brock, we're looking for all kinds of clinical staff, physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, certified occupational therapy technicians, physical therapy assistants, you name it on the clinical side. We are looking for those folks. But we are really looking for folks that want to come to an organization that want to be part of our culture and change the culture and work with us to provide the best care and service we can to our patients, our team, and our community. So those clinical people out there, we're looking for you. We also provide advanced certification. We want to provide you mentorship. We want you to grow personally and professionally here at IRG.
With over 40 clinics throughout the Pacific Northwest, you've got the opportunity to work in the city you want. Just head over to irgpt.com/careers. That's irgpt.com/careers.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's orchard.com.
Broadcasting live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Powered through the Quantum Fiber Studio.
On the only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the game, Seattle Sports.
Washington's biggest night out for sports is almost here, the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards. The star-studded event brings together the athletes and icons behind our favorite teams in unforgettable moments. So be part of history and cast your vote for the men's and women's sports stars of 2025, representing the best of Washington sports. You can also vote for Sports Story of the Year. Voting is open now through February 14th, so head to seattlesports.org and make your voice heard. The winners will be announced live at the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards presented by Microsoft on Friday, March 13th. Don't miss out. Vote now and be part of the celebration. That retelling of the Beast Quake was so fun. Can I just say that?
It was awesome.
That was amazing.
And there's nothing like beast mode, too. When you get into beast mode, you ever been into beast mode?
Like, have I been in beast mode?
Yeah, like when you're just killing it. I'm in beast mode right now.
I don't think I've run.
No. It could be anything. Like you did a show and you killed it.
Oh,
You're in beast mode.
Yeah. I've definitely had shows where I was like, whew.
Yeah.
That was beast mode.
Beast mode.
Yeah.
I've never heard one.
Matt, why don't you mind your business?
Hey, he misses us. That's what it is.
That's exactly what that is.
Us.
Matt said, I want to talk too. I'm still here, guys. Don't forget about me.
People said they want me to talk more, so I'm talking.
They're calling for more Matt Nelson.
More Matt Nelson.
Matt's seething right now. I can feel it.
I saw an opportunity to make an insult, and I took it.
I don't blame you at all. I really don't. It was pretty solid.
Shoot your shot,
It was a good one. We're going to be joined here in a moment by NFL Network host MJ Acosta-Ruiz. I feel almost guilty asking as many of our guests as possible who they're going for in this one, not only because it's a question they're getting often, but I cannot remember a more lopsided Super Bowl in terms of who people are picking.
It feels like it's shifting a bit, though, right? Like
yeah, I think as we're getting closer, because people are kind of starting to devil's advocate.
I think it's still 70-30 Seahawks, but to start this week, it was probably 90-10 Seahawks. So people are shifting a little bit, and that's fine. It makes for an interesting game.
I think what it's become is it goes from knowing that the Seahawks and Rams were the two best teams in football, and maybe if it was the Rams, people would be more confident. I'm not entirely sure. To now just recognizing that football is an insane game that can change. Any given Sunday exists for a reason, and that's what people are doing now. Hi, NFL Network host MJ Acosta-Ruiz joining us now. Can I ask you a non-Super Bowl question to start? Okay, great. So this is my first time at Radio Row. It's been an experience. I just want to know, what's your favorite and least favorite part about it? Like, what is not fun about it?
Overstimulation for sure.
Yeah.
It's sights and sounds, and I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
is.
he might try to fix your.
Am I? That's important.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Not the media person not knowing how to use a microphone. Child. I will say sometimes you'll get like renegade, as I just literally stopped somebody because I love them so much on Instagram. So now I'm guilty of it, but sometimes they do it to me and I'm like, wait, what? What are we doing? What happened? Yeah, sidetrack. But my favorite part, it really is for media members, like our family reunion. Like there's folks that I only see once a year at Radio Row, and it's so cool even if we only get a couple of minutes to really be able to hang out and just catch up for a sec. Yeah.
I think it's cool. You're part of the Spanish broadcast of Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
All right, so my kids are half Mexican, right?
Let's go.
And I talk to their family, and they say, oh, it just sounds better in Spanish, right? So
Depends what you're saying.
Does football sound better in Spanish or English to you?
Okay, so in English, because I think in English. And I think that there are things that can't be translated to Spanish that are so core to the game.
Like what?
So for example, coach speak.
Oh. Yeah.
So tough. I'm like, half the time you have to decipher it anyway.
Yeah.
So then to translate that to Spanish for broadcast, I'm like, you know what, guys, I'm just going to say it in English. Like, it just is what it is.
So that's Spanglish in there.
Yeah. Or if I'm even trying to translate something and they're like, we got to limit explosives.
Yeah.
Immediately, okay, that doesn't sound the way I thought it was going to sound. But we know what it means, right? When, in the context of the game of American football. So there are a lot of nuances that just don't translate over. But the fan base in the U.S. Hispanic specifically, which is where I broadcast to, they get it. Like, I don't have to translate it to Mariscal de Campo. They know it's a quarterback. Like, quarterback is a quarterback. So it's all good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have a boring question, admittedly.
Never.
We've been talking about how when we started, everyone was like Seahawks. What, 99% of people we talk to, certainly everyone on this show.
Yep.
And we're finding people kind of now going, well, I see this with the Patriots, I see that.
Sure.
So can I just ask you for who you're favoring in this game?
Well, someone just ambushed me on the side, and it was rapid fire, and my innate reaction, and I'm not making this up, was Seahawks.
Okay,
so
well, that's great.
There we go. Maybe that has something to do with the fact that I grew up a Dolphins fan, and so innately I can't say anything good about the Patriots.
Yeah,
but
same.
I'm a journalist at the end of the day, so I do think that the Seahawks are the stronger team.
What's the story that you're following for this Super Bowl, this matchup?
Oh, the matchup specific. I was like, you mean the Bad Bunny concert?
Exactly.
No.
Is he going to bring someone out? Like, that's the question I've been asking. Who's going to bring with him? I'm like, I don't know.
Is it going to be Cardi?
I don't know. Cardi?
Oh, my God, I hope.
Cool.
My prima, my Dominican brother, I hope it's her. I actually interviewed him yesterday, which was crazy. We're desensitized, I think, sometimes in the media, sports-wise, because we're blessed to be around like Hall of Famers and like the stars of the game, but we do it so often that when I get to meet someone that I'm really, really a fan of, I'm like, oh, crap.
Did you have kind of like a
I had
stunt?
a moment. I had to like pull it together, but he was so disarming and so nice and so kind. And I spoke to him in Spanish, so he immediately was like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Here we go. But I of course got nothing. He didn't tell me who he's going to bring out or anything about the show. He's like, we cool, but I just met you, girl. I'm not giving you all the secrets of the show.
I mean, we think it's going to be someone, right? It's Super
I
Bowl
think
halftime.
so. Yeah. I would imagine more than one.
Yeah.
More than one.
What's your favorite Bad Bunny song?
Currently, Debí tirar más fotos, because it is very nostalgic. It is very like based in like those cumbia, salsa, Afrobeat rhythms. And there's just something about it that reminds me of when I was growing up in the Dominican Republic, like going to my grandma's house. That's what that invokes in me. So yeah, I love that song.
Love it.
When you're comparing this to past Super Bowls, how many Super Bowls have you been to?
Oh my goodness. My first Super Bowl was the infamous one in Houston with the Falcons and the Patriots. The first one I covered as a journalist. Actually, I'm a liar.
First Super Bowl.
Right. I'm a liar. My very first one, I was an intern, but I didn't get to go to the game. I did Radio Row, was in Miami, Colts, Saints.
Oh, nice.
God, how long ago was that?
Man, what was that, 08?
Am I aging myself?
08?
No.
Earlier than that, 05? How long ago?
Nah, because that
would have been Colts Bears.
Was it? No.
Colts Saints was.
When was Colts Saints?
09.
Yeah.
So 09.
Yeah.
Thank you. Historian. Come on. Come
this
through.
is what he does.
Literally.
True.
Like, I got it. I do.
You could be like, Curtis,
we're here.
who won the Super Bowl in like the 1992 season?
92 Cowboys.
Come on.
Well,
we
I
all
know
need a
that.
Curtis.
Okay.
Because I'd be like, I don't know, Siri, who won it?
Yeah.
Tell me, girl.
And then you see it and you're like, oh, I knew that.
Yeah.
Of course I knew that.
But I will say, you said what my favorite one was?
Yeah.
It was the 2020 Super Bowl Live, LIV. I don't know the Roman numerals still to this day.
Me neither. I know my mom's age matches the Super Bowl. That's how I remember.
No way!
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's a great way to remember it. But it was 2020 in Miami, of course. That Chiefs and Niners.
I was there for that one.
Yes.
J-Lo and Shakira.
Yes, J-Lo and Shakira. That also.
I remember that one.
That's a big. Well, it was many reasons. J-Lo and Shakira. I did get to interview those two as well that game. I was at the time for the NFL Network, based in the Bay Area, covering the Niners and the Raiders. So I followed the whole season with the Niners up until that game, which was incredible. And I got engaged the night before the game. So it was like, so it was just like so much happened.
Yeah.
And it was sort of like none of us knew it, but it was like the party to the end of the world, like before the panorama came down on us. So yeah, it was crazy.
That's also J-Lo and Shakira, two other people before we let you go.
Yeah.
I also wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, no, they were awesome.
You'd be this
They were
close,
awesome.
you'd be like, oh my God, her skin is so flawless.
No, we were this close. Yeah.
idea.
J-Lo, I'm pretty sure, levitated into the room, if I recall correctly.
That makes sense to
That
me.
tracks.
Yeah.
Correct. A very big juxtaposition between the two of them because Shakira is so like, she's very like, people don't remember this from her early days, but she was like a rocker, like emo kid, like true musician type. So she was like in a rock t-shirt, like just chilling, walked in like just by herself, like no entourage, like very two different personalities.
This interview went in all kinds of directions. I'm so
For
glad.
real.
No, I'm
I
so
love
glad
it,
it did.
though.
This
I love
has
it.
been. This has been fun. This
I'm
has
good
been a
for
fun
random
one.
but relevant stuff.
I've loved it. NFL Network host MJ Acosta-Ruiz, kind enough to join us live from Radio Row. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
We
you.
love what Seattle's tight ends have done this year, but let's talk about how the position has evolved with Hall of Famer Tony Gonzalez. He joins us next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
We knew the foundation was strong.
Last year, everything was new.
But this?
We are going to the Super Bowl!
Doubters? What doubters?
We did not care. We've been playing dominant football all year.
Now, the stage is set to finish by claiming the ultimate prize. Seahawks, Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Kickoff with Steve Rabel on the call. Sunday at 3:30 on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Do you have plans for the big game Sunday? Looking to watch it with a bunch of fans as pumped as you are? Silver Reef Casino Resort is hosting the watch party of all watch parties this Sunday. They reserved their giant event center. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a party. If I wasn't in the Bay, I would be there right now, man. They got tailgate food, vibes, free entry. Seating is limited, so get there early, and you must be 21 to attend this event. How about plans after the game? I know everyone is looking forward to having a long holiday weekend to unwind. There's no better place than Silver Reef. They got deluxe rooms, a full spa, and enough restaurants to try something new every day of the weekend. Even get a quick 9 in or go to the range at Loomis Trails Golf Course if the weather permits, of course. Silver Casino Resort, head north on I-5 until you get to exit 260. I love it up there. You're missing out if you've never been. If you have been there, get your butt there this weekend. Book your stay at silverreefcasino.com.
Dave Wyman here, joined by Dr. Landis from Swedish Cyberknife to talk about prostate cancer treatments. Dr. Landis, how does Cyberknife compare to surgery?
Patients who have surgery often do have to be hospitalized for a few days and have to take time off of work. They can have a catheter, they have a wound that's healing. Whereas with Cyberknife, patients often don't have to take a break from work at all.
And Cyberknife is an outpatient, non-invasive treatment?
Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out, you essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
5 days total, less than an hour a day to treat prostate cancer. That really is amazing. It's almost too good to be true. What do patients say after treatment?
They tell me it's like Star Trek, where you push a button and the cancer can go away.
If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish Cyberknife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
It's WFC 190 World Fighting Championship at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center. Saturday night, April 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy professional mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing mixed martial arts event. WFC 190 World Fighting Championship, April 25th. At Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I would rather get my teeth drilled than go to a car dealership. However, I recently had a breakdown with my vehicle, and I knew that I had to get a new one. I knew where to go. Wayscar Ford in Auburn. I'd heard amazing things. I knew the GM, Mark, so I ended up going out there. Mark, you're with me right now, and I got to be honest, even knowing you, I was nervous. Just being at a car dealership brings pressure, but you guys really focus on customer experience.
Well, there are some dealerships where you go in and you feel like you're getting jumped on. We don't do that, okay? There's absolutely no pressure at our dealership, period. And we backed it up with a 5-day or 500-mile, 100%, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. We only want to sell you a car if you want to buy one. So if you want a low-pressure experience, check out our reviews. We have thousands of 5-star reviews. You can buy with confidence. Wayscar Ford's been family-owned and operated in downtown Auburn for over 103 years. You don't stay in business that long by not taking care of people.
See it for yourself at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. That's wayscarford.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
At Bible Law Group, our team reflects the same lessons learned by our founder, James Bible, while playing for legendary Husky coach Don James. Coach James always said it's amazing what gets done when nobody claims credit. That's the philosophy we carry into every case, because your victory is what matters at Bible Law Group. When your legal problems hit biblical levels and you feel like you're stuck in a lion's den of litigation, you need a legal team that won't back down. At Bible Law, we've secured over $40 million in settlements for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Broadcasting live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Powered through the Quantum Fiber Studio.
On the only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the game, Seattle Sports.
A run of amazing guests this morning continues with Hall of Famer and Amazon Prime analyst Tony Gonzalez joining us right now live from Radio Row. Tony, can I start by asking you the very boring, who's your pick for Super Bowl 60?
I'm going to pick Seattle.
Okay.
I'm going to pick Seattle.
What do you like about
Seattle? We had them this year a couple times. Got to see them. I got to see both teams, actually. And the defensive side of the ball for Seattle is for real. They got some ballers out there. I think it was the best defense that I saw. Houston maybe could come close. But I think over the course of the game, they're going to have Drake May's number. And I think Sam Darnold, though, if Sam can play like he's been playing over the first 2 playoff games, he's answering all the questions. He's shut a lot of people up. This is what we said when we had him this year. Can he get away from it? Yeah, he's doing well during the regular season, but let's just see what he does in the playoffs, because that's the reason he's in Seattle, is because he couldn't do it in the playoffs. That's why they got rid of him in Minnesota. So he's answered that question. I hope that, put it this way, New England's only chance to me to win this game is if they get in his head and do it early, which I don't think they're going to be able to do. I think Sam's finally hit that confidence. He's answered that question to himself, and he's going to go out there and play well in this Super Bowl, I believe.
Tony, man, I love the way the tight end position has evolved, man. I think they're the Swiss Army knife. They're one of the most important players on the football field. How have you seen that position change and affect an offense?
Well, it's I came in. I remember back, I went to a Pro Bowl one time. I had like 90 catches, and the NFC tight end had 37 catches. And I mean, you're not even, that's 4 games for Trey McBride.
Right.
That now you see how it's evolved over the years, especially the way they attack and use the tight end. When I got in, it was like 3-point stance pretty much.
Yeah.
But then I had a offensive coordinator, Jimmy Ray. And Jimmy Ray was like, okay, let's split you out a little bit. 3rd down or long passing situations in the red zone. Let's put you out here by yourself and go one-on-one with this. Who do they want to put, a linebacker out there? Smoke him.
Yep.
Okay, you want to put a DB out there? Let's just go ahead and throw it up high, and I'm a big body him. So, and you see every offense right now is like, you got to have one of those guys. It doesn't work. Hunter Henry, great tight end. A.J. Barner. Barner. He's a really good up-and-coming tight end. I think he's only going to get even better. But you got to have those guys, and they're all over the league. He's obviously Travis Kelce, Kittle, young guys, Brock Bowers, Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
Like and the list goes on and on. I mean, this is what it is. It's a rock star position too now. Like people, I think young kids want to play this position. You might be able to go out there and date a pop star, pop singer, billionaire pop star. Like you win Super Bowls. It's the best, and yell after. It's funny, the tight ends usually have like the biggest personalities too on the team.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the nature of the team. Like there's only like 3 or 4 of us on the team, and we're in this little room by ourselves, and we're not really an offensive lineman, we're not really a receiver, so we have to like draw attention to ourselves. I don't know what it is, but
Do you remember
it works.
what some of the like discourse or conversations was like when whether it was guys like you revolutionizing it, or then Gronk, or even Jimmy Graham started getting like 1,000-yard seasons or doing crazy things? Like, do you remember if people were talking about it like, oh my God, we should be doing this more, or if it was questioned?
No, I think they started talking about it. Especially when I started doing that. I was getting those 1,000-yard seasons. I was cracking 100 catches and touchdowns and all that stuff. And there was a guy named Antonio Gates, who's a phenomenal tight end, who was a basketball player. And that's when people start saying, okay, we got to go out and get these basketball players. And that's what most of these guys are. All of them. Brock Bowers, Travis Kelce, Kittle, like they all played basketball. We're all power forwards, 3, 4 guard players on the basketball court that aren't really tall enough to go to the NBA. I mean, I played basketball in college. But and so you put us out in that football field. It's like, shoot, I got a chip on my shoulder because I've always been the short guy. I've always been the small guy, and now I'm gonna go out here and dominate these linebackers and DBs.
If you were the small guy, I was tiny as heck then, man. You out there,
well, what position did you play?
I was in the slot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, did you play basketball?
Oh, basketball, I was the one.
Well, see, you're the one. How tall are you?
5'11".
5'11". So
change, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
6'4". I'm not that much taller than you, and I'm playing against these 6'10" people. I got a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
I got something to prove.
I knew quickly basketball wasn't for me. When the guard I was going against was like 6'3", 6'4". I go, yeah, it's a wrap for you, boy, man. It's a wrap. Oh man, so this week is crazy, right? You got all these obligations and stuff. Like, what's been the most enjoyable part for you? Because you're getting pulled in so many different directions. Like, what do you enjoy about a Super Bowl week?
I mean, it's changed over time because I've when I was young and single, I used to come here to get the party out and go to all the concerts and go. Now I'm like, oh, you know what? It's dinner time. I'm full. I just want to go home and I'm gonna go to bed. But the best part about it is coming to stuff like this, like Radio Road. I'm walking by yesterday and I see Bo Jackson. And I'm like, Bo Jackson's somebody I looked up when I was a player. Or you see young players. I see Jameis Winston. I see Cam Jordan. I see you connect with all the people in the business. You see coaches. You're sitting in the lobby. I'm hanging out with Fitzpatrick and Sherm. We're having drinks. With coaches. And Sean McVay shows up. Like it's just a cool place to hang out and connect and see everybody in a good, relaxed atmosphere.
Yeah. What are from like the perspective of the media, Tony? What are some of your favorite things to ask when you run into guys where you're like, man, this guy, I could talk to this guy about anything, especially when you get X's and O's guys together, right? I'm limited in what I can ask, but I bet you guys just nerd out.
Oh, yeah, well, that's kind of what yesterday when we saw Sean just sitting there. I mean, obviously, they're fresh off the loss. Yep. So, obviously, things are fresh in your mind. You ask them about the game. What happened? What were you thinking here? What were you thinking there? And they're getting it all off their chest, and it's fun. That's part of it. And then other things, too. It's like, what's up? How's your family? What's going on? What are you doing now? How's your health? You know, it's all Rich Gannon. I played with Rich Gannon back in 1997, 98, and this is the time I see him. I see him once a year, and it's usually at the Super Bowl. So we catch up and say, what's going on? You find anything new? What's your favorite drink? Like that. Put me on something. Let me learn something new.
So you mentioned, man, you revolutionized the position, hand of the dirt, 2-point, slot, outside. You went up against linebackers, safeties, DBs. What was your most enjoyable matchup while you were playing?
Enjoyable. People always ask me, like, what's the toughest person I ever went against? I think Rodney Harrison, I put him up there. Those really big physical guys. And Cam Chancellor. Yeah. Cam Chancellor, Seattle, is 6'3", 230. He reminds me of Emin Wari. I want to make sure I don't mess up. They're kind of in that same mode, which gives tight ends fits. When you got a guy that's like, wait a second, I'm not faster than you, and you're almost as big as me. Right. You're just as strong as me. Those are the tough ones. I like going against them, but I know my numbers aren't going to be. I'm not going to get that 130-yard, 2-touchdown game. I might be able to get that 60, 70-yard touchdown game, but you're going against one of the best, so you kind of see where you stack up.
I know you like catching up with friends, colleagues when you're out here. You're also doing some stuff with DraftKings. Tell us what we need to know.
Yeah, well, DraftKings, the #1 place for live sports betting this Sunday for the game. And they're giving away $5 million in prizes just for placing live bets during the game. You can bet on anything you want, little silly stuff, okay? Are they going to go on Second Hut, the color of the smoke, stuff like that?
How long is the anthem?
Yeah, how long is the anthem? It's so it's a good way to enjoy the game. It's fun, for fun, stress that, to have a little action out there and hang out and maybe make a little money.
Before we let you go, you want to call who you think gets the first touchdown? Maybe that kind of bet?
That's a good one right there. I haven't even thought about that. Who's going to get the first one?
We'll say receiving or rushing.
Kenneth Walker.
There we go.
Down there in the red zone.
That was my pick. That was my pick. I can't bet, but if I could, I'd do it.
Why can't you bet?
I'm affiliated.
Oh, okay.
He's on the team broadcast.
It's good to be affiliated.
Place a bet for me.
Hall of Famer and Amazon Prime analyst Tony Gonzalez, kind enough to be generous with his time. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Tony.
Coming up next, does Sam Darnold have anything to prove Sunday? Let's ask the Athletics' Derrik Klassen next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
It's Super Bowl week.
Not super week, like super week.
Let's go!
It's going down.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, is broadcasting live from Radio Row in San Francisco all week with Brock and Salk at 6 a.m., Bump and Stacy 10 to 2, Wyman and Bob 2 to 6, with bonus coverage 6 to 8.
Powered by WGU.
From the only station where you hear Rabel and Wyman call the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Seattle Sports.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Bull riding is not just a sport, it's a gamble of guts and glory. Nothing else compares. It's Busch Light PBR Everett at Angel of the Winds Arena, February 13th and 14th. Ready to be cowboy? Get your tickets at Ticketmaster. It's bull time.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Get ready, because it's here. The first huge public online auction of the new year from the James G. Murphy Company, and it's underway now. We're stacked and packed with a vast assortment of heavy construction equipment, trucks, trailers, and more, like 17 excavators, 6 dozers, including a 2012 John Deere 700K XLT, 4 wheel loaders, a grader, a 2021 Kenworth T270 propane delivery truck, a 2023 Volvo Auto Transporter, 6 Peterbilt 567 tractors, 6 dump trucks, forklifts, boom lifts, loaders, graders, and utility trucks. But wait, There's more, like over 100 unused gas-powered excavators, flatbed trucks, and on and on. We are on fire with gear. Preview all items Tuesday and Wednesday, February 10th and 11th at our location in Marysville. Do not miss the first huge public online auction of the new year. Check MurphyAuction.com for all details. MurphyAuction.com. MurphyAuction.com.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I can see clearly now. It's amazing. Let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for a refractive lens exchange, or RLE. Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, contacts, readers, or cataracts. So if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the capper. You're never going to develop a cataract. I'm somebody that needed readers in every room of the house. I needed to see the scoreboard out at ball games. I just couldn't see clearly. That has all changed thanks to RLE. Whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to point you in the right direction. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
If you actually are the person that will take care of them after the fact, if you actually will be there for them, if you will pick up your phone, then they come back to you.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
2 more days until Super Bowl 60.
And this is the only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl. KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
JSN took home NFL honors last night. The Seahawks wide receiver, who finished with 1,793 yards, 8th most in a single season in NFL history, was named Offensive Player of the Year, finishing ahead of 2nd place Christian McCaffrey and 3rd place Puka Nacua.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Broadcasting live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco. Powered through the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Ahead of Super Bowl 60 between the Patriots and Seahawks on Seattle Sports.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Rost.
It's a Football Friday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. The Athletic Football Show's Derrik Klassen joining us right now. We've had you on the show before. You're always wonderful. The weirdest thing to me, it's my first time at Radio Row, my first Super Bowl. I'm assuming it's not yours.
Last year was my first, so still pretty fresh.
So I'm where you were last year, where it's just crazy to see everyone in person. And I'm just a random local host, right? Then you guys have national, you know, hopping on with things. It's very, very weird. So I'm happy to see people that we actually recognize having on and have talked to before. We appreciate your time. I'm going to start by having you narrow down from a lot of choices. What is the single most important matchup in your mind that will decide this game?
The single most important matchup to me is, so I'm a foregone conclusion, seems wrong, but like I think the Seattle defense is going to handle the Patriots offense fairly well. So to me, it's the other side of the ball. It's how many times does Milton Williams and Christian Barmore beat Anthony Bradford and Gray Zabel. And, you know, Bradford's kind of been up and down all year. Gray Zabel was great up until kind of that week 11, got injured against the Rams, and I think he's been a little bit more up and down since then. And so that's a nasty defensive tackle duo those guys got. And so if they get to Sam 8 times instead of only 4 times, that to me is probably the difference in this one.
What do you like most about Drake May?
He is, for a young quarterback, it's alarming how just sharp he is, like reading stuff pre-snap, ball is out immediately. He's very accurate. I just feel like he is very put together in a way you don't see from a lot of young quarterbacks. Like, I think when I watch, there was a little bit of that with Jaden Daniels last year too, where like just his ability to beat the blitz, balls out immediately, like those young guys who come in and can immediately do that, it's really impressive to me. It actually reminds me of like the two guys where I really felt that early on were Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert. Like those guys came into the league immediately and was like, that's a professional. Yeah. Whereas like, you know, some of the superstar seasons we saw from Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, they have become more like pocket passer, mature quarterbacks, but they kind of came in just as the most like, they are just way more athletically gifted than everybody else. And with the Chiefs, it's like kind of caught fire. Like you have Tyreek Hill, this connection to Travis Kelce. It was like for May to come in and have, he has some of that like put togetherness and is also the best athlete on the field. It's just, he's kind of a unique guy.
Yeah.
I want to flip back to the Patriots defense. I know that they get a lot of flack for their schedule, and like it makes sense. It's a very easy schedule. It's important context. I'm assuming you've gone back and taken a closer look. How's the defense looked against maybe some of their biggest challenges, best quarterbacks, best offenses?
It's, you know, to me, I think through weeks 1 through 13, they were kind of fake. They were playing against a lot of just really bad offenses and bad quarterbacks and stuff like that. But I do think once they came out of their bye in week 15, the first game they've actually played was the Buffalo Bills. And I thought they called a really good game there. They really started to dial up the pressure. They were playing different coverages than they had before, a little bit more man, whereas early in the year they weren't doing as much of that. And they really started to find what their identity was going to be. And I think since then and through the playoff run, they've been really good at identifying, okay, how do we get pressure here? How do we scheme up free rushers? How much do we turn the dial on the blitz? Like, I just think they were kind of bad until they weren't. And I actually do think they're kind of a decent defense now.
Any surprises from last night, NFL honors?
Surprises. I'm surprised. So I know this is a Seattle show. I would have voted for Puka Nacua for Offensive Player of the Year. I'm shocked he wasn't second. Him not being second over Christian McCaffrey. And McCaffrey obviously had a great year. That to me was a little bit shocking. I was also surprised that Mike Vrabel ran away with Coach of the Year. I thought that was a little crazy. Like I actually would have to get some stuff back here. I would have voted for Mike McDonald. Like I just because both those teams actually had both those teams had an 8.5 over/under going into the year. And so I think with the Patriots, people were like, oh, they took this team that wasn't supposed to be good, blah, blah, blah. The Seahawks kind of did that and are also the best team in the league. Like, that to me goes a little bit longer way. So I think those were probably the two big reasons.
Why would you take Puka over JSN?
Puka obviously, or JSN obviously had an incredible year. There is, I think, two parts of it for me. One of it is like a small style thing. I just love, there's like a force of nature to Puka Nacua. He's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. I kind of love that. There's also, Puka Nacua made like 2 catches a game where he's just like twisting in traffic that are just like, I couldn't believe he came down with it. And JSN had some of those. Some of the one-handers down the sideline were incredible. But there, to me, was just like a physicality, force of nature that with Puka Nacua that stylistically I think just like gets to me a little bit more.
Like you had the memories attached to it. Where you're like, I can remember more of his catches
right.
this
And
year.
some of them specifically against the Seahawks, like best defense in the league, like him doing it against that, it went a long way.
I'm with you. I would have voted for JSN, probably admitted bias, but I thought that Puka, I was just talking with a friend about it the other day, with both of us going, man, Puka might get it. Like, he might actually win. So I was surprised by that as well. I wanted to go back to something you said, where you said, hey, I actually would have voted for Mike McDonald because even though the Patriots had 4 wins and the entire story is, oh my God, how'd they get here? They're an underdog. I'm glad you mentioned the over-under for both teams being the same. I think because Seattle's such a favorite and because, frankly, like, I don't remember the last time that they've had such a horrible season that they were looking at top picks. They've been pretty consistent, like Steelers of the West, like consistently fine without being back to being a contender. And I think it makes people overlook the step Mike McDonald has had them take.
100%. Like, I think, because the bottom never really fell out. Like, even though the Pete Carroll era obviously ends the way it does, and last year was weird with the offense, like, I think the floor just never fell out. So people going, from 8-9 wins to, 13 wins, that's cool, but it's not the same as going from 4 to 13. But to me, it's getting those extra couple of steps at the very end that turn you into a 13-win team, 14-win team, where you're not – because coming into the year, I think what really sold me on Mike McDonald is I was like, well, the Seahawks will be a top 5 defense. They'll be really good. For him to kind of kick that into overdrive and be one of the best defenses that I've ever seen, that to me is like, okay, that's your side of the ball. You were the coach of the year.
Yeah, it's it's all perspective, right? When you look at these awards or whatnot. But when you look at the Seahawks defense, what do you think is like the special sauce? Like when you see it, how would you describe it, and what do you think makes this defense go?
To me, it's I feel like a lot of people give the answer of Nick Emmanwori, and I think to me he was more of like a finishing touch. Like I think a lot of what they do is actually some of the players they brought in beforehand. For me, they're as an identity want to be able to play these two high structures and defend the run out of it. And to me, that took obviously bringing in Ernest Jones. When they brought him in, his ability to kind of just be a fixer, I think was really, really huge for them and kind of just buy space. And then to me, it's the way that they built the front, like them knowing that, okay, if we're going to be a little bit lighter in the box, we need a DeMarcus Lawrence. We need Uchenna Nwosu. These guys who are bigger and longer can buy us some space. And then up front, to kind of buy back bodies in the run fit, they'll just move Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy. They'll stunt those guys, and they'll kind of do some funky stuff with that. Those guys have to be really explosive to do that. And so to me, it's the way they built the front that kind of there's like a cascade effect to everything else.
Speaking of the front and speaking of defending the run, I find that this week, because I haven't asked you a ton about it, I'm not like talking about the run much, which is interesting because for a while, it's most of what we were talking about with Seattle's offense. It's just, man, they can't quite find consistency here. Is it an interior line issue? Is it Ken Walker and Zach? And then all of a sudden they're averaging 160 plus over 4 weeks, and you think that, well, they figured something out. And the same with the Patriots. They've liked what they've gotten from Henderson. I haven't talked at all about either running back too much heading into this one. Do you think it's going to end up being a massive factor? I mean, I think it's a fundamental thing you want to lean on in the postseason, but how do you see that playing into this one?
I'll start with the Seahawks. I think it's a pretty good game for them to run the ball the way that they want to. Like they're not just a zone running team. They're a little bit more varied than that, especially as they've really turned it on over the last 6 weeks or so. But they want to be an outside zone team, and I think they've been really good at it. They had some success against the Rams, and so that paced really well against what you want to do against the Patriots. Their edges are the opposite of Seattle. They're a little bit lighter. They're guys who are more pass rushers. They're not the biggest guys, and you can kind of get the edge, especially some of those moving double teams Seattle will do. They can do a really good job of that. So I think Ken Walker will probably pop a few. On the other side, I'm more interested to see what running back they use, because they clearly trust Ramondre Stevenson a little bit more. He's a better pass protector. I think he's better at getting 5 yards when 5 yards is blocked in a way that Travion Henderson sometimes isn't. But I don't think those incremental gains are going to beat the Seahawks. You need explosives. Henderson can give you that. So I'm kind of just curious how the split's going to go.
You have the best play-action defense against one of the best play-action offenses. Who do you think has the edge in this one?
That one is tough. I ultimately think this – I think New England will muddy this game up a little bit on that side of the ball and not give Sam a ton of like open throws over the middle, because that's where they like to do a lot of their play action stuff. I'm curious to see how much of those play action shots are not the 15, 20-yard drift routes that they like to throw or some of the boot action stuff. How much of it is we're just like trusting Rashid Shaheed on a one-on-one or JSN on a one-on-one, because New England, especially over the last 6 weeks as they've changed their defense, they're playing a little bit more man. They're playing quarters that turns into a lot of one-on-ones. And so to me, it's how much of those like just stand in the pocket, rip a post route can we hit. If they can hit 1 or 2 of them, that might be all you need in a game like this.
I know that legacy conversations can sometimes be boring and certainly are always unfinished stories when you're talking about them during a player's career. But I find Sam Darnold's story very interesting. It's what everyone's talking about around here. Open-ended question for you. Does what happens Sunday matter to him? How does it change his story? Does it matter how he plays? Does a win in 300 yards look different than a win in 125?
I think probably a little bit. I think for me, like, this is not to take away from Sam Darnold, but to me, like, kind of regardless of how well he plays or how this game goes, a Seattle Super Bowl to me is going to be like the defense, like just what they were able to build with this defense. I'll remember the way that these guys played probably until I die, just how incredible it was. And so, but in terms of him being able to kind of buy some cachet and allow people to be like, no, last year in Minnesota wasn't fake. In the first 12 weeks of this season where he was lighting the world on fire, that wasn't fake. I do think if he could play well in this game and put up 300 yards, that would buy people the thing of like, okay, he's not fake. He can do this. He might still have some of his blemishes. Turnovers are going to happen, but like he's a real guy that you can pay long term and maybe do this again.
Related to Seattle, but kind of stepping outside of Seattle. Sounds like Kubiak's going to Las Vegas. No one can say it's official yet, but we all feel that and know that, right? How do you think he's going to do in Vegas? What do you think is over there for him to help him succeed?
So obviously at least he'll have a better younger quarterback next year. I mean, I loved Geno Smith. I loved when they, I loved him in Seattle. I thought the idea for the Raiders to get him, but I think them going for a new young first-round quarterback, first overall pick, assuming it's going to be Mendoza, I think that'll be exciting. The fact that Kubiak will kind of get to build with somebody new and just see what they like, I think that'll be fun. To me, I think the big thing over there is the Raiders' offensive line coming into the year was probably like the 24th best based on talent, but I think the coaching wasn't great. They just didn't know how to put it together schematically, and so it ended up looking a lot worse. If Kubiak can kind of put some of his magic on making that offensive line go from 24th to 20th and just be functional, I think that is kind of how this offense goes back from being kind of in the dumpster the way they were last year to now it's like, okay, the offensive line's functional. We've got a new young quarterback. Ashton Genty's really fun. Brock Bowers is the best tight end in the league. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if they turned it around into something that's not great, but like average and fun.
So what does a team like Seattle, like you covered the NFL, that's in this spot tend to do? Because at this point, like Mike McDaniel, who maybe would have always wanted to go and coach Justin Herbert, but you know, some of those names are gone. I'm not asking for a specific name, but you've certainly seen Super Bowl teams, winners or losers, that have lost those coordinators. What are those teams typically left to do?
I mean, it kind of depends, right? Some guys really do like to build and just kind of like promote from within, but that's usually you see from like if Sean McVay or Andy Reid win the Super Bowl, they'll just promote somebody up. It's because it's like they're already overseeing the offense, so it doesn't matter so much. In Seattle's case, I think it would make a lot more sense to, okay, Sam Darnold, the best kinds of offenses he's been in, where he got that year with Shanahan with the Niners, where he played a little bit with them. Obviously, Kevin O'Connell's offense in Minnesota is pretty similar. And then Kubiak's offense kind of fits into that mold. And so I would want to go hire somebody who is kind of in that mold. I believe Arthur Smith is still out there, and I know he's probably not as sexy of a hire as he would have been 3-4 years ago, like when he took the Falcons job. But I think he's like a B- play caller. And when you're coming hot off the Super Bowl, like, it's probably about as good as you're going to do this late in the process.
Before we let you go, tell listeners where they can hear more from you regularly, but also maybe some special stuff you have for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, everybody can find me at The Athletic Football Show. We've got our podcast. We've had a ton of stuff every week. Obviously, our preview show should be up by now. Nice. We've had a ton of YouTube content over the year, video breakdowns. I've done like 2 or 3 on the Seahawks. Actually, I did one about a week ago, and then we had some Radio Row stuff here. And the last thing I want to say, you guys have always been great that I've had you on here. This is the last show I will be doing at all on Radio Row this week, so you got the last of me.
Let's go.
It was a great finale.
Yeah.
So many usable clips from this, so this is awesome. Okay, we're going to stay in segment, but then we're going to let you get out of here.
Awesome.
Go get some food, figure out the rest of your day before a busy week. Derrik, thank you so much.
Derrik.
He is the Athletic Football Show's Derrik Klassen. It's a Football Friday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. What will win or lose the game for either team?
We hear it. Now, everyone's talking about Sam Darnold. They're talking about Drake May. They're talking about JSN, Christian Gonzalez. It's going to come down to the big uglies, all right? The big boys in the trenches. That's what it comes down to. And I think, like, the further we've gotten into this Radio Row week, the more we start to hear about the bigs. More people are kind of like, all right, well, you start on the outside. Let's narrow this thing down and talk about the bigs, right? You're talking about Williams. You're talking about Bomar. You're talking about Zabel. You're talking about Anthony Bradford. That's where the game is going to be won or lost. When you are watching this game, to start this game, I want everybody to pay attention to the big uglies to start this game. I say big uglies with affection. With affection.
Just
you
bigs,
know,
maybe.
You know, like when you're coming up and a girl's flirting with you, it's like, what's up, ugly? And she really thinks you're cute. You know what I mean? Like,
big head?
Yeah, big head. You know what I mean? Well, me and Curtis do have big heads, but
I think that Brenna might have just been
just anatomically correct. Yeah.
But when they said that to us, we knew that they really liked us. All right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. Is you gotta watch the trenches, man. That's where the game's gonna be won or lost, and it's gonna be fun. Like, really check out Anthony Bradford. See how he's handling pressure. It's a good matchup.
Second down. All right, we were joined to begin the show by NFL Network analyst Roman Harper. What's something Roman said that stuck with you?
Man, talking to these football minds, you hear things that you typically don't hear, right? Everyone has a different way of describing the game and what happens. And he says, Russell Wilson used to redefine the pocket, and I love that. So what that means is you're in the pocket. You're not necessarily scrambling to get downfield. You're kind of moving in the pocket. You're shifting. You're climbing. You're getting back. You're redefining the pocket, because what happens is as you move, the defense has to react. The pocket changes. And I love that description. When he was talking about redefining the pocket, I just imagined Russell Wilson back there moving, doing his thing. And then I thought about Drake May. He redefines the pocket. He's great at doing that, man. He keeps his eyes down the field. He has a great base. He's calm in that pocket. I think we will see some redefining of the pocket with Drake May. And also, Sam Darnold's good at it as well. if you look at some of Sam Darnold's scramble, even when he was with the Jets, right? He's really good at keeping his eyes down the field and looking for that throw. So, no, that was a term that I've never heard before.
Yeah.
I loved it. I'm going to jack it. I'm going to use it. Redefine the pocket.
It sounds like something that you could say very easily, and I could make it sound like I know a ton about football.
Yeah.
When I don't, you know what I mean? I could just be talking to a former player and be like, well, he's got to really just redefine the pocket. He's going to be like, nice.
And they'll know exactly what you're talking about.
And I'll be like, see, I know.
Yeah, I know ball.
Me too.
That's what we do.
We actually have Curtis and Stacy help quarterbacks redefine the
That's
pocket
right.
better
That's right.
than Roman Harper Camp, LLC. And we move the pocket everywhere. Sometimes it's downfield.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of wherever you want it to be.
Yeah, and so sometimes it's like you might have an illegal forward pass, but you
pocket's still
redefined
there.
it. Exactly.
Yeah,
So it's
still there.
It's your perception of the pocket.
Illegal men downfield all day.
And really,
with
the
you guys,
pocket
huh?
it's inside of your heart.
That's right.
We're all in the pocket when you think about it.
It's called an aorta.
Yeah,
That's what that
exactly.
is.
And you have a couple of those, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm no doctor.
Sure.
Third down. What was a big surprise from the NFL honors last night?
Mike McDonald, man. I really thought he was going to get Coach of the Year. I really thought that. I'm not mad that Vrabel got it, but I thought the job that he's done here has been amazing. And then that Emma Warrior did not get Defensive Player of the Year. I think that I don't know who votes, but it comes down to numbers. And old boy from Cleveland, numbers are great. But does he affect the game the same way that Emma Warrior does? I don't think so. And then Puka Nacua being third, we opened the show with this, but then it makes sense too because Christian McCaffrey was silently just killing the league. 1,000 yards receiving, 1,000 yards rushing. I get it. So everything else was straightforward. I knew Matthew Stafford was going to get it. I knew Myles Garrett was going to get his award. But no, those two, I'm not mad at it because I think anyone who's nominated deserves it and could get it. There's like 2 or 3 that you feel can really get it. But no, those were the 2 that kind of surprised me a little bit.
You know, when you and Curtis were saying that, like, when girls make fun of you, call you, hey, big head, that they're, like, actually flirting with you. Someone said, a girl came up to me and said, hey, crooked teeth, was she flirting?
No, that's legit.
That's a bully. I think, unfortunately, I think that's a bully.
You've been bullied.
You should call someone. That's not good.
Invisalign.
Crooked teeth is crazy.
That's jacked up, actually.
That's
not very nice.
There's no way that's real.
His
No way
teeth
that's real.
or the nickname or her saying that.
Both. All the above. All the
What's up,
above.
crooked teeth? Fourth down.
What's up? What's up, cross-eyed? No, there's only certain things. There's only certain things you can say.
What's up, lazy eye?
That's wild.
Yeah.
And imagine someone, she wants me, bro.
She's on me. I think we gave bad advice. I think it's like a couple things that they can say.
So when she says, like, hey, don't talk to me, like, she's into it, right? Fourth down. We were just joined by the Athletic Football Show's Derrik Klassen. Anything stand out from Derrik?
Yeah, I was surprised when he said he felt Puka should have gotten the Offensive Player of the Year award. So I asked him, all right, why do you think Puka should have gotten him? And he said just his style of play. He liked the physical style of play. And it just shows you how people view the game differently, right? When you look at it, if you were to take his mentality and place it to the Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year style of play, then you're going to go with Nick Mawari all day because he does more. So I think it just shows just the variety of ways that people look at the game. And I can appreciate it. Even if I don't agree with it, I can still appreciate it. He also said Ernest Jones was the fixer of this team. When I ask people what makes this defense go, I'm assuming they're going to say Nick Mawari. And he said, look, I could say Nick Mawari, but Ernest Jones was the fixer of this team. So, yeah, man, he dropped a couple dimes, man. It was a good interview. Appreciate him coming and kicking it with us.
Washington's biggest night out for sports is almost here, the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards. The star-studded event brings together the athletes and icons behind our favorite teams and unforgettable moments. Be part of history and cast your vote for the men's and women's sports stars of 2025, representing the best of Washington sports. You can also vote for Sports Story of the Year. Voting is open now through February 14th, so head to seattlesports.org and make your voice heard. The winners will be announced live at the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards, presented by Microsoft on Friday, March 13th. Don't miss out. Vote now and be part of the celebration. All our coverage this week presented by WGU. Still to come, going to take a look at the injury report from practice yesterday. Bold Take Friday coming up at 11:45. Get those sent in, 866-979-3776. Before we get to that, I want to talk about surprises. The likeliest unlikely Super Bowl hero coming up next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
It's why we bake in the sun, out on the berm every summer at training camp. It's why we scream till it hurts. In the cold and rain, come fall and winter.
Listen to the 12th man.
It's why we're 12s. As the Seahawks look to bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Seattle, it's why there's only one voice we want to hear tell the story.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
Don't miss Steve Rabel calling the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60, live and for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice. DayandNight.net. Save $1,700 when you have Day and Night match your current furnace with a qualifying AC or heat pump.
Your furnace is lonely all by itself, but it doesn't have to be. With our Matchmaker Special, we'll match your furnace with a perfect air conditioner or heat pump to keep your furnace company and your home comfy all year round.
Match your furnace to a qualifying cooling system and save $1,700. DayandNight.net.
Season 2 of Unrivaled Basketball is here, and the energy is unreal. Stacy Ross here telling you to get ready because the best women's players on the planet are running it back with even bigger moments and bigger stakes. Built for the players, created by women's basketball stars, Unrivaled gives athletes a high-quality, U.S.-based off-season league with better visibility and support. Don't miss out as Paige Beckers, Nafisa Collier, Kelsey Plum, Brianna Stewart, and more take to the court and redefine the game. If you love high-intensity hoops, this is the league you've been waiting for. More action, more highlights, more star power. Every matchup, every highlight, every moment that makes you jump out of your seat, it's all back and bigger than ever. This isn't your regular season. This is Unrivaled. Games air on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max, so it's super easy to watch no matter where you are. Unrivaled Basketball, where the pace is faster, the energy higher, and every athlete shines.
We've all been there, sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
Is your home uncomfortably cold? It might be because most windows and doors have a huge influence on your home's comfort. Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Our windows are 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards, which can help reduce your energy bills by up to 30%. Combined with our leak armor installation and lifetime warranty, the investment in your home will be protected for life. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Can you believe it?
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Get ready, because it's here. The first huge public online auction of the new year from the James G. Murphy Company, and it's underway now. We're stacked and packed with a vast assortment of heavy construction equipment, trucks, trailers, and more, like 17 excavators, 6 dozers, including a 2012 John Deere 700K XLT, 4 wheel loaders, a grader, a 2021 Kenworth T270 propane delivery truck, a 2023 Volvo Auto Transporter, 6 Peterbilt 567 tractors, 6 dump trucks, forklifts, boom lifts, loaders, graders, and utility trucks. But wait, there's more, like over 100 unused gas-powered excavators, flatbed trucks, and on and on. We are on fire with gear. Preview all items Tuesday and Wednesday, February 10th and 11th at our location in Marysville. Do not miss the first huge public online auction of the new year. Check MurphyAuction.com for all details. MurphyAuction.com. MurphyAuction.com.
Jane Dawson did something smart.
She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Shop now for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Broadcasting live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60.
Powered through the Quantum Fiber Studio.
On Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and live on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Rost.
Quick reaction to the IRG injury report brought to you by IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Will not surprise you to hear that Nick Emanwari did not participate in practice. Once again, Mike McDonald and Nick himself said that he expects to play on Sunday. Team just being really cautious dealing with that ankle injury he suffered on Wednesday. Charles Cross and Robbie Oots both limited with foot and neck injuries respectively. Everyone else a full participant, so that's good news. You can gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoff gear and custom Simply Seattle original design. Shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree now at simplyseattle.com. I want to talk about, while we wait for your bold takes to be sent in, the likeliest unlikely Super Bowl hero. Here's what I mean. Could JSN have 150 yards? Yeah. He just won Offensive Player of the Year. Boring. I mean, that's amazing. But, like, that's not what I'm looking for. I don't want a Super Bowl hero that's Sam Darnold. I want to know, could a Super Bowl hero end up being tight end A.J. Barner? You know what I mean? Like, who could be someone that could have a big game or a big moment because of what you see with New England's team? Because of the opportunities you'll have Sunday, someone who could end up playing a factor that maybe doesn't every single week. The likeliest unlikely Super Bowl hero. I created the name and I'm stumbling over it.
As one of the greatest bands in American history said, there goes my hero. Watch him as he runs. Slow motion. So I'm picturing that guy running in slow motion. And you know what it's going to be? It's going to be someone on the kickoff team, kickoff cover team, that forces a fumble. Woo! And I'm going to say, that guy's going to be Mike Morris.
Oh,
Mike Morris.
Is it because you're trying to make good with Mike Morris after asking him what his favorite like pregame song was and then putting him on the spot?
Hey, he got one.
He said, "How dare you?
He got one.
How dare you not warn me about this?"
I made him nervous.
You
That's
sure
all that
did.
was. Made him
He started
nervous.
panicking.
No, Mike Morris. He's going to punch one out, force a fumble, and really set the tone. It's going to happen on the first kickoff cover.
Okay. I like that. I like that more than my answer. I did end up going with A.J. Barner. Just because I think that it's easier to guess that a tight end could end up. He's your starting tight end. However, the Patriots gave up the 11th most yards to tight ends. Not the worst by any means, but something worth keeping an eye on. Them and the Seahawks were pretty similar in a couple different categories, fantasy points, yards, etc. So if you're going to say, oh, there's been a couple moments where the defense has been leaky against tight ends when you're talking about the Seahawks, well, you can say the same thing for the Patriots. So like surface level analysis, I know it goes much deeper than that. So I'm going to say there could be a barnyard and an A.J. Barner receiving touchdown. A barnyard to convert and a receiving touchdown, clearly, from A.J. Barner.
All right. I'm not mad at that. Barnyard would be awesome. That means third and short, moving the rock.
Yes, and Chris Sims could have his answer to what happens when JSN doesn't absolutely go off and have a great game because he forgot that the other people are on Seattle's team.
He said he can't. He said it has to be someone else.
He said it can't just be the JSN show.
It can be. They've made it all the way to the Super Bowl with it being the JSN show.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, real quick, I know you guys can't see. Is that Scatterboo up there licking the glass?
Oh, my God, yes.
It is. It definitely is.
Scatterboo is licking the glass on the bounty, and now he's wiping it off. Him and Jackson Dart.
Honestly, so here's
Honestly,
the deal.
I don't think anybody asked him to do that.
No,
Curtis,
definitely
please
not.
take a video of this so we can add it for it.
because he likes.
No,
the
I'm
taste
telling
of
you what he's
glass.
doing. He licked it because he's a great salesman. And what he did was he licked the glass standing next to Jackson Dart and then immediately grabbed one of the paper towels that they're trying to sell up there and started wiping it down.
Salesman.
That's thinking with your third eye.
Thinking with your third eye.
I'll give him credit for that one. I sure will. Curtis, before I get to the text line, do you have a likeliest unlikely hero?
I do. No real reason for it.
That's kind of the rule
that's
here.
just kind of what I do when I'm making these picks. And, it turned out to be, my gut leads me in the right direction a lot of times. I'm going to say this guy's pretty unheralded, at least nationally, but has kind of had a breakout season here in Seattle. He's in the secondary. It's not Nick Emery. No. It's not even Devin Witherspoon. It's not even Reek Woolen. Ty Okada has a pick six in this.
Wow.
That's like my bold take before the bold take.
We're not even at bold take.
That's not even the boldest take I'm gonna offer up today.
I was going to say you're spoiling
I know.
bold takes, and I'm not going to be able to tease to it, but now I can tease with that.
Ty Okada's like an extra coach out on the field. Like every time he talks, he has the pace of a future defensive coordinator.
Most definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bump, what do you think about 425? I'm going with the vet, Cooper Kupp.
I like that. Obviously they're going to do their best to limit what JSN can do. That's going to provide opportunities for guys like Cooper Kupp, like A.J. Barner. And how beautiful would it be for Cooper Kupp to have a big game in his second Super Bowl? I just hope it's not big enough so he doesn't want to ride off into the sunset and retire. Give us like one more year. But I can see Cooper Kupp doing the same.
Can you imagine if Cooper Kupp, after JSN season, has like 160 yards in this one and wins Super Bowl MVP again? Just like, sorry, Jackson.
If that happens, he's definitely retiring.
Absolutely.
It's
You
a
have
wrap.
to. You simply have to after that. Let's see. We've got Kupp was actually the most popular answer. Several people texting in Cooper Kupp. I think what people might be getting at here too, Bump, is like when you're a young team, a team that's leaning into a window that's open but also could be open next year, the year after because of youth. You're looking at someone who's been there, done that, and Cooper quite literally has, winning Super Bowl MVP, winning a Super Bowl with the Rams not long ago, 2021 season. And look, you're kind of waiting for that moment. He's had a couple key conversions. He's had some of those moments. In fact, you said that a Darnold pass to Cooper Kupp to move them down the field to get to that game-winning touchdown 2-point conversion against the Rams on Thursday night. That pass to Cooper was one of your best of the season. Could there be a moment like that here? He's pretty clutch.
Why not?
Pretty clutch.
I mean,
Sounds offensive. He's
it sounds
pretty clutch.
what?
Cooper Kupp. He's pretty clutch.
No, man. Why wouldn't he? That's what he's done all year. Like, you're not going to be able to look back at this season and say, man, the reason why this team is here is because of Cooper Kupp. But you can go back and look at some crucial third down catches, some big catches down the sideline, timely touchdown. We just got like 3 or 4 of those things. So Cooper, a great block to seal the edge and get Charbonnet or K9 outside. He's one of the glue pieces here, man. And it's been so fun to watch him do his thing. And I think that if you're not invested in this football team, it's probably hard for you to realize the effect that he's had on this team. But if you are a 12 and you've watched this team and understand what he brings to the squad, you understand his importance.
You want to know the second most popular name behind Cooper Kupp?
What?
Jake Bobo. Why might people be looking at Jake Bobo?
He got a touchdown in the NFC Championship.
He sure did. One of what, 4 that he
4 receptions
Crazy.
he had this year?
Good for him.
Yeah.
I think that, you tend to look for the surprise. Jake Bobo was the surprise name in that game. I think, what about the way that the Patriots played defense? How would that lend itself to maybe a position group being able to take advantage of it?
The way the Patriots play defense, it depends on how they decide to attack, right?
Okay.
If they attack like they have the last couple of weeks, then I feel like the tight ends could have a big day because you catch them in a blitz.
And I'll be right.
You release the tight end, boom over the top, through the seam or whatnot. But it's a risk, though. You release the tight end when you see that pressure bringing 6 or whatnot. But if they do, I think the tight ends could have a day, and you would be absolutely right.
I'm really excited about that one. Otherwise, people looking at special teams and Cooper Kupp just saying, like, hey, I really think that, like, we've been talking about special teams so much for the team this year, and they have some really special pieces, whether it's Michael Dixon, Jason Myers, or certainly Rashid Shaheed. Best midseason trade.
Well, special teams seems to be making a big play like every game, whether
Yeah.
it be like a great return or like they are able to swing field position on a muff punt or something like that. It's been a long time since the Seahawks have gone a game without like some momentum shifting play because of special teams.
So I'm unfortunately choosing a topic here. Now we're finishing that was a little too close to Bold Take Friday, so I already have some of your bold takes. But you guys should continue to send those.
Bold Take Friday.
It's not quite. It was in the flavor of, in the style of Bold Take Friday. A little premature here. But now get your bold takes in. 866-979.
Oh, we're doing that next?
No, we're doing that next.
Yeah.
You have to get bolder and badder. 866-979-3776. It's a Sports Radio original, your bold takes for the Super Bowl. Get those sent in right now. It's coming your way next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
We knew the foundation was strong.
Last year, everything was new.
But this?
We are going to the Super Bowl!
Doubters? What doubters?
We did not care. We've been playing dominant football all year.
Now, the stage is set to finish by claiming the ultimate prize. Seahawks, Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Kickoff with Steve Rabel on the call. Sunday at 3:30 on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Welcome to IRG's Sports Injury Update. We're with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and president of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, and our guest, Dr. Nicholas Vaudreuil, orthopedic surgeon with advanced accredited fellowship training in sports medicine at Proliant Surgeons, Everett Bone and Joint.
Thank you for joining us here on IRG Sports Medicine Update. Tell us about biceps tendonitis.
Hi, Shannon. Thanks for having me. Yeah, so biceps tendonitis, it's a really common condition that affects the front of people's elbow. And what happens is the big muscle on the top of your upper arm called the biceps, which gives you strength for lifting or twisting, putting in screws. You can get a lot of inflammation or tearing, which causes pain where the biceps crosses the elbow and attaches to the forearm.
It sounds like an injury that occurs with a lot of activity. How do you diagnose this?
So a lot of times it's pain localized to the front. It's worsened with lifting or twisting. So this is mostly a clinical diagnosis. I mostly want to check if people have evidence of a tear. So sometimes we have to get imaging like an MRI.
You diagnose it, how do you treat it?
Almost always we can avoid surgery for these, but it involves a few months of anti-inflammatories, rest, and then ramping things back up with a therapist trying to get your strength back.
So what's the return to play, return to activity like?
Return to play for these is generally excellent. Usually it takes a few months, like 2 months of rest and then rehabbing it back. But I would say the vast majority of people are able to avoid surgery or anything too major.
There you go. Everything you need to know about biceps tendonitis. It's an overuse injury, and it can be treated. If you want more information about upper extremity injuries or sports injuries, you can contact Dr. Nicholas Vaudreuil at everettboneandjoint.com.
With over 40 neighborhood clinics around Washington, IRG has you covered. Let IRG be your family's physical therapist. Find the location nearest you at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
Taxes was feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person.
Hi, welcome in.
They're powered by smart tech and ready to do your taxes for you. Get real-time updates while you go about your day. Confident your taxes are done right. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. TurboTax stores opening soon. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
The Anime Washington and the Washington State Gaming Expo Super Convention is almost here. We have assembled a massive celebrity guest lineup on February 6th through the 8th in Puyallup. Meet the voices behind Final Fantasy, Naruto, Halo, Grand Theft Auto, One Piece, Spider-Man, Dragon Ball, Baldur's Gate, and so many more. Shop at hundreds of vendors, makers, and artists. Compete in the Tetris Regionals, Catan, Uno Elite, Smash, Tekken, Mario Kart, and so much more. Join us February 6th through the 8th at Washington State Fair and Event Center. Tickets on sale at animewa.com.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found GoodRx. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's GoodRx, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Do you need glasses or contacts and you're now at the age where you also need readers? K2 Vision RLE is the permanent solution to eliminate the need for all those. Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. Andy, for those nearing age 50 or so, refractive lens exchange can be a great alternative to LASIK.
That's right, Joe. K2 Vision RLE is a terrific permanent solution for a lifetime of great vision. The older we get, we experience the dysfunction of our natural lens, which affects both distance vision and requires the use of reading glasses. Plus, after K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
And like LASIK, K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless. The question is, which procedure is right for you?
After replacing more than 100,000 failing lenses, we have the experience to tell you if it's your right time for RLE.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation with us about K2 Vision RLE to get your eyes seeing young again, permanently.
Go to k2visionrle.com, k2visionrle.com.
It's time for Bold Take Friday.
Get your takes in for Bold Take Friday for the Super Bowl. 866-979-3776. Bold Take Friday. Drew Lock takes over in the fourth quarter.
Oh?
Not because Sam's bad, because the Hawks will be up 3 tutties by then. Hashtag sound the horn. Good job, Matt. Good job.
He's awake.
Well, I was going to say Matt might not play nice and might be like, I'm not impressed.
He is the judge, jury, and executioner in this moment.
Truly of the show. Bump, what's your bold take?
My bold take is going to be, hey, we got Turbo in the house. Turbo thing, turbulence. I see you, baby. Hey, my bold take is going to be that Sam Darnold, 398 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a rushing touchdown. Super Bowl MVP, and he shuts everybody up. Stop hating on my guy 14.
That was so many bold takes all together.
Yeah, let's
so
get it.
many. Let me see here. I want to find a non-Sam Darnold bold take then. Seattle wins 31-10. Matt's not impressed. That's not impressed. Cooper Kupp doesn't just catch a touchdown.
Oh.
He throws a touchdown.
Wow.
Yeah, Bump likes that one.
Ooh.
Multifaceted.
Bold take, Bump eats wings on Super Bowl Sunday. Bump said that
Will they have those in the press box? That's not really
Hey,
press
you know
box
what?
food.
Last playoff game I went to in that stadium, they did have wings.
Oh.
But this is a Super Bowl. Who knows if they're switching up the menu? But
They
that was the
shouldn't-
Niners people who had wings.
We've
so we'll
already
see.
established that wings are peak tier 1.
That's an opinion.
Top
That's
seed
an
Super
opinion.
Bowl
Yeah,
food.
you
You guys are
established
just choosing. It's like your favorite food all the time. Like everyone loves ice cream, but it sounds dumb to say that everyone loves ice cream on Thanksgiving. That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, you can eat ice cream on Thanksgiving. No one's
You
going to
can.
stop
No
you.
one will. No one will. But like I'm just saying, wings are the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl are wings. Curtis, what's your bold take?
Yeah, you know, I did say that Ty Okada was going to get a pick 6, and that's normally, pretty bold for any segment, but not this one. We're talking the Super Bowl, all right? That's how bold we're going to get here. The Seahawks will get a touchdown.
Oh, wow.
From
Matt?
No.
Get ready.
No. They will get a touchdown on a fake field goal. Jason Myers will receive said touchdown.
God. Oh my gosh.
That's so messy.
Matt don't even understand what you said.
Yeah. Bold take. K9 goes for 125 and 2 tutties.
Two of them things.
All right.
Matt's waiting.
Thank
Okay,
you.
he thought about it. The paper towel guy will run onto the field from the sidelines and lick the goalpost.
Oh,
And
Cam
lick
Scattaboo?
the
Cam
goalpost.
Scattaboo. Let's see. Bold take. The Patriots kicker misses the game-winning field goal and Seattle wins.
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
I would be
don't
so
like
nervous.
That. Oh, I
I
don't
would
like
be
that at
so
all.
nervous
I
seeing
know.
that.
Also, think about it too.
Oh.
You can't even. You can celebrate and should celebrate your win, but because you were so heavily favored, people are going to try to keep you from celebrating.
Sure.
They're going to be like, "Oh, you barely won."
Yeah.
No, listener, no. Bold take. Sam has a receiving touchdown. Not the Philly special, but something similar.
Okay. All right. All
Okay.
right.
I want to know what would be
Called
similar.
the Pioneer Square special.
Leonard Williams safety in the end zone.
All right. All right.
Okay. Bold take. This will be widely regarded as the worst Super Bowl in history.
Dang.
For non-Seahawks fans.
All right.
Because the defensive and offensive destruction of the Patriots will mark the arrival of the Seahawks dynasty. So their bold take is everyone will hate the Super Bowl unless you're living in Seattle, in which case it's a party.
It's a
So
party.
a little Super Bowl 48
Bub,
flavor here.
how hard is it going to be for you to adhere to press box decorum while watching this game?
I'm not going to the press box. I'm doing what I did the last 3 games. I'm standing behind Rabel and Wyman.
There you go.
I'm putting the headset on. Brendan's going to turn my mic off so I'm not yelling and screaming on the broadcast, and I'm watching the game. Forget that press box, man. I need to show some emotion.
One of the bold takes was that Rashid would take the kickoff back for a touchdown, which would be very cool. Last time it happened was Devin Hester, right? Did
Yeah.
we establish that in 2005?
Well, that was the first time, the opening kickoff.
Opening kickoff, not second half. Second half, we know that. What do you think you would do? What would your body's reaction be in that moment, Bum? In the Super Bowl?
I would look like a spiritual person at church when the Holy Ghost hits him.
I could see it.
My body would be going crazy. I can't make noise because you got Rabel and Wyman
Yeah.
on the 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
But I'd be going nuts.
Do you think either of these returners are getting kicked too? Because Marcus Jones is really good
Marcus
too.
Jones is nice. I think pride is going to get in the way, and they'll try it once, and as soon as you feel like one of them can take it, you're like, all right, man, kick it out. We're not kicking to it no more.
Someone said, where else besides the end zone would Leonard Williams get a safety? That's fair. That's fair. I think that they were highlighting that he would sack someone in the end zone, and that would be how the safety happens. So it would be a Leonard Williams sack to get the safety. And I read it wrong, but it is a fair point. That's an important part of getting the safety. Cooper Kupp 2-time Super Bowl MVP. Bold take. Seahawks won 40-10.
40-10, blowout status, huh?
Is any of it making you nervous? Because, to be fair, Roman Harper said it would be making him nervous. He said, when he said, and you start feeling nervous, I said, yes, I am. And he said, totally get it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's been there. And when his
Twice.
team, right, and when his team won the Super Bowl, when it was the Saints beating the Colts, I believe the Colts were favored in that game, if I'm not mistaken. So playing with that edge, I'm sure it helps the Patriots to be like, hey, they don't believe in us, and we've won 14 games.
Poor Patriots.
How can you not believe in us? We're the best team in the AFC for most of the season. But, again, I just don't see these two teams in the same realm right now.
Yeah.
I think the Seahawks are that much better than New England.
Halani will score a touchdown. What role does George Halani play in
First
that?
off, listen, if Halani's scoring a touchdown, 2 things are happening. We're blowing him out, or something happened to our dog.
Bumps knocking
on wood. So I prefer not to see Halani score a touchdown.
Respectfully.
Give it to K9.
Yeah, all due respect. Cam Scattaboo always looks like he's focusing really hard. You get what I'm saying, though? He's over here eating wings for this
he's a deep
promotion
thinker.
that he's doing. I'm not even talking about your paper towels. I'm not getting paid for it. Generic paper towels. But he always looks like he's like really intensely.
He's really interested in whatever's happening.
Even when he was eating
I think
that
he
wing,
just needs to focus so hard, or else he's just not going to be
something
able
bad
to
could happen. I don't know, but
speak.
very intensely doing everything over there, intensely eating that wing.
He's taking that non-stimulant that Glazer was pushing the other day.
That's exactly what he's doing. All right, our 3 most important questions for Super Bowl 60. Plus, later up, we're going to have Ross Tucker joining us for his preview of Super Bowl 60, his pick, paths to win for either team here. It is a Football Friday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. It's all coming your way next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
This is what it's all about, right?
We are going to the Super Bowl.
The pure joy.
It's a great time to be alive for Seattle fans.
It's why we're 12s.
Super Bowl, baby, let's go!
And Sunday, when history is written in Super Bowl 60, isn't there only one voice you want to hear tell the story?
A one-hander, JSN.
Wherever you are on Sunday, listen to Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60, live and free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Trust is everything. Earning it takes years. Losing it takes 5 seconds.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Adrian here from Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Winter might seem like an odd time to replace your windows, but now is when you get the best deals. Our Leak Armor installation team will keep your home warm and dry while installing beautiful, new energy-efficient windows. You'll feel the difference right away. Quieter rooms, lower energy bills, and a more comfortable home.
Visit Lake Washington Windows and Doors at the home shows to get 20% off, plus 12 months, same as cash financing. Or go to lakewashingtonwindows.com.
At Shane Company, we've been engagement ring experts for almost 100 years. We have the largest selection of diamonds and gemstones in stock. You don't have to wait to compare them side by side. Find the one that speaks to you at shaneco.com or in store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
All right, guys, February 8th is coming up. Why not use it as a little cheat day? Eastside Weight Loss Clinic is inviting fans to start between now and the big game and then use that day as a cheat day to celebrate your success so far, then get right back to it. People all over the Northwest are going to lose 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 pounds by opening day, and they'll do it by starting with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. 15-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get started, and just see if you're interested in the program. I did it. I lost 10 pounds in the first week, about 35 65 pounds after just 8 weeks. And here's what I didn't have to do. Fight for space in a crowded gym with everyone else in their New Year's resolutions, take pills or even worse, injections, no fake bland box meals. It's all real food that you buy at the grocery store. What I did get were delicious recipes, groups to offer support and accountability and coaching, and an easy-to-follow plan that really does work. It's Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Don't let a 15-minute phone call hold you back. Call 425-588-0080 or go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Season 2 of Unrivaled Basketball is here, and the energy is unreal. Stacy Rost here telling you to get ready, because the best women's players on the planet are running it back with even bigger moments and bigger stakes. Built for the players, created by women's basketball stars, Unrivaled gives athletes a high-quality, U.S.-based off-season league with better visibility and support. Don't miss as Paige Beckers, Nafisa Collier, Kelsey Plum, Brianna Stewart, and more take the court and redefine the game. If you love high-intensity hoops, this is the league you've been waiting for. More action, more highlights, and more star power. Every matchup, every highlight, every moment that makes you jump out of your seat, it's all back and bigger than ever. This isn't your regular season. This is Unrivaled. Make sure to watch the action on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max. And that makes it super easy to watch no matter where you are. Unrivaled Basketball, where the pace is faster, the energy is higher, and every athlete shines.
2 more days until Super Bowl 60.
And this is the only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl. KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
JSN took home NFL honors last night. The Seahawks wide receiver, who finished with 1,793 yards, 8th most in single season in NFL history, was named Offensive Player of the Year, finishing ahead of 2nd place Christian McCaffrey and 3rd place Puka Nacua.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Broadcasting live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco. Powered through the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Ahead of Super Bowl 60 between the Patriots and Seahawks on Seattle Sports.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Rost.
Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoff gear and custom Simply Seattle original designs. You can shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree right now at simplyseattle.com. Ross Tucker joining us at 12:30. Before we get to that, our 3 most important questions for Super Bowl 60. Now, we've been asking people a lot of questions all day long. Ideally, we'd also love to answer them. But look, there's some stuff that we're kind of waiting to see how it'll unfold on Sunday during the big game. So, your maybe number 1, your most important question, the single most important question.
We know what
to
that
you about
is.
this game. What is it?
We know what it is.
It better not be who wins.
Nah, it's 14. How's 14 going to play?
Okay, like, is he going to throw the ball over? Are we
Yeah.
gonna see what version of Sam Darnold
I believe in him. I believe in him. But that's a question, right? I think until you've gotten over the hump or until you've put together MVP type of seasons, until you've been extremely dominant, that's going to be the question, because we know that it's the most important position in football. So naturally, my first question is, how's Sam going to do? What's Sam going to look like?
Will we see the best version of Sam Darnold? What did you think of Roman Harper saying, hey, no disrespect to Sam, I can't help it. Nothing he does will ever take out of my mind the I'm seeing ghosts moment. Like, there are just certain things that will stick with me forever.
You know what I remember about that is you throw me under the bus when I used an analogy, and then you used my analogy against me.
Hang on just a minute here.
That wasn't fair.
I don't think it was throwing you under the bus. I think it was just kind of leaning into our friendship. You said it's like when your boy remembers
says something.
Exactly.
And you'll never forget it.
And I said, I'm your boy. And I said, I do remember you saying something. I remember you saying he's got, he's smelling water in the blood.
Water in the blood. And that was like the first week on duty, too.
Yes, it was. And but Roman was right. I do, in fact, remember that. Listeners remember that. And it was 3 years ago, but it doesn't matter. It was like it was yesterday.
Like it was yesterday.
Yeah. So, and that is exactly what happens. Curtis makes fun of me, too, for things that I say. Like when I asked you if you were Hispanic.
Right.
When you said you were half Portuguese. I'm sure I've done other things I just can't think of. Probably not, though. Will we see the best version of Sam Darnold? I agree with you, is I think the single biggest question here. Is it just worrying about a turnover? He's been the only quarterback in the postseason not to throw a pick.
Yeah, that's what it is. He was also the quarterback who turned the ball over the most during the regular season. So, no, that's a question. I believe that he'll be fine, that he's going to do what he's supposed to do, but it's still a question.
If you're Clint Kubiak, how do you try to make sure you get the best version of Sam?
You don't. You just call your game.
Well, maybe like
you give him what you take what he's giving you.
And dunk, little
you run the football. You
run the football.
You can't go into a game and say, I got to make sure he doesn't turn the football over. Whitworth is a huge human being. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, he is.
He just walked by. But you don't go in scared. You got to call a ball game. Now, once you get into that ball game, you got to understand who you got on that day. You know what it's like, Stacy? When you're at the range, at the golf range, right?
There we go.
All right, and I say, you know what?
Stacy knows all about this.
Yes.
Today, my 7-iron is going 185.
Yep.
So I'm going to play 185. Some days it's cold.
Yep.
7-iron only goes 175. So you adjust your game to what you have.
Iron.
That's what you got to do
I've always said
with
that.
Samuel.
Exactly. Your 8-iron, do you need that? Your 9-iron, do you need that?
Yeah.
10?
There's no 10.
11-iron?
Stops at 9.
Maybe I use my 12-iron.
Stops at 9.
Go 12? Okay. The most important question for me, yes, I agree with you, is will we see the best version of Sam Darnold? I think, to me, what's real about the Patriots' statistical, I don't want to say dominance, but they were number 2 in scoring in the regular season. To finish the regular season, I know that they've only averaged 18 points per game over the last 3. To finish the regular season, they averaged 28 points per game. That was more than Seattle. They also got 14 wins. The only thing keeping them from being the number 1 seed in the AFC was a tiebreaker that Denver had over them because of their Week 1 loss to the Raiders.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how much of this is real? And what's annoying when you're trying to preview this game is you still haven't quite gotten the answer in the postseason because, yes, they did face statistically top 10 defenses, but they faced a Chargers team that didn't have its starting tackles. And Justin Herbert was constantly under duress.
Yeah.
They faced a Houston team where C.J. Stroud was giving them the ball more than his own receivers. They faced a Broncos team in a blizzard and with Jarrett Stidham at starter. So even then, when on paper it was their 3 toughest opponents, you still don't know what version of the Patriots is real. That's my big question.
Yeah. That's tough because you have all these elements that you pointed out that are working against them, and you have to take that into account. But if you look at who they've been throughout the season, they've just been a solid football team. So just like we look at Sam Darnold and you say, you can't limit him to these 3 or 4 games. You know what I mean? Like, that's not who he is. Those are just situations. I think that's what you have to do the same thing with the Patriots is that, look, these were the circumstances, but for the duration of the season, for the majority of the season, they have been solid all the way around. So you got to take it, look at them that way, I believe.
Okay, what's another question that you have ahead of Super Bowl 60? A burning question you have for this game?
Are they going to be, the Patriots defense, are they going to be extremely aggressive? Because they have been the second half of the season and especially the last 2 games. I'm curious, were they trying to cover up something? Did they believe that they can get after these quarterbacks? Do you look at Sam Darnold the same way you look at these other guys? I think that's a question for me. How aggressive is this defense going to be?
Does your gut tell them that they look at him with more respect?
I think so. I think you have to. I mean, you look at the last game. You go toe-to-toe with the league MVP. Look at the game before that. You just play a solid ball game. Weeks before that, you're looking good. I think he has earned – I think throughout the NFL, Sam has way more respect than he does when it comes to the media folk. Media folk are going to look at his shortcomings and point him out, but the guys who really grind and watch the film and understand who he is definitely give him more respect.
Speaking of the Patriots defense, I know you're looking at, hey, how aggressive are they going to be? They've upped that blitzing up to over 40% from a season average of like 27, 28%. That's very notable. I'm going to stick with the defensive line, and you can guess where I'm going, and I'm going to go to those defensive tackles and look at Milton Williams, maybe in particular, but I have all the faith in the world in Gray Zabel. Anthony Bradford, I know people get really frustrated with him, and I understand he's inconsistent, but he's also the best they have, right? Like, this is your team, and they need to play their best game. And only on paper, like, I give the Seahawks the win in so many areas, but on paper, if you were to just isolate a rookie guard who's been phenomenal, and a right guard you'd like more from against two really good defensive tackles, that's tough.
Yeah.
It's not just them, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah. But no, you have to, the same way that I feel like people throughout the league give Sam more respect because they watch the film is the same way they're going to look at 75 and be like, okay, when he's on, he's on. But when he's not, we can get after him. And you got to test him. And as a coach, what do you do to help Anthony Bradford, right? How do you help him out? You slide the pocket, you get him going, but every now and then he's going to have to win his one-on-one battles. So, yeah, if I'm the Patriots, I'm looking at 75 and I'm saying, all right, let's see what we can do to confuse him.
what do you do if, like, Bradford starts to lose those?
What do you do?
Yeah.
You live with it. What can you do? I mean, I just said you can move the pocket. You could slide the protection one way and send it back over there to help him. But there's not much you can do. I mean, he has to play some football. And let's stop beating him up, though, too, though. Like, he's played some good football at times. We understand there's a weak link on every team, right? There's always someone who isn't a Pro Bowl type of dude, who isn't like a starter on every team in the league. Every team has that. Unfortunately, ours is 75. But he has played some good football, too. So I'm done beating up on 75. I'm done.
Okay. It's the segment is the 3 most important questions, but really it's 6. It's 3 for each of us. What's your final, your most important question for Super Bowl 60?
Special teams. Can they continue to be special? Can you get a big return? Can you limit their returns? They have a good return over there in Jones. Can you get a block? Like, can special teams continue to be as solid as they've been? Can Myers be solid from 40 and in? I think that the things that you've done throughout the regular season have to be who you are in this game, and special teams has been a huge part of that.
I am going to go to the JSN battle, but in the way that Benjamin Solak was approaching it when he was talking about, hey, this is kind of a game of chicken between Kubiak, obviously with Seattle, and Vrabel, and then their interim defensive play caller, Kerr, saying that, like, the most interesting thing to him outside of the matchup on the defensive line, that the thing that would decide this game would ultimately be how are these coordinators, how are these play callers trying to utilize their best weapons.
Yeah.
One of the best weapons on the Patriot side is their Pro Bowl corner. The best weapon on Seattle's side is their all-pro wide receiver. And it's not just about, like, physically them matching up and trying to dominate. It's about trying to outsmart how one of them is using the other. And so I'm really interested. You know more about this than I do when it comes to that, but that to me is a big question too. Like, when you and Ben were talking about it, I was very intrigued, and I just thought, like, yeah, that's fascinating. That's a fascinating kind of, because you mentioned it, Gonzalez isn't going to just go man on man. You're not going to do that. You're not going to have him track JSN all day. You're just not.
Yeah, it's a big matchup, and it's you got to use your weapons, right? Like, Gonzalez is a damn good corner. JSN is the best receiver in the game. You're not going to deviate from using those guys in the biggest game of the year in the Super Bowl. So yeah, man, it's a chess match. It's when can you dial up something that exploits whatever the other team is doing, whether that be offensively or defensively. When can you dial up and predict a coverage or a blitz on offense that frees JSN up? When can you dial up a coverage or something, or a robber safety that takes away a crossing route when JSN is on the move? It's all about trying to predict the future when you're calling these games offensively, defensively, and whoever can set their team up when it's time to exploit a situation are going to create these explosives, and it's going to be on point.
Yeah, someone mentioned the Pats have 2 rookie linemen, so it goes both ways. Now, this is not me observing. This was me reading some stuff from Mike Reese, who covers the team for ESPN, a couple other people who were joining, Nate Tice. I was listening to his stuff for Yahoo Sports, and they said that in particular their center, but that those linemen have been really, really good. I get what you're saying, listener, where it's like, well, they have an experience on the offensive line. Their offensive line overall has allowed more sacks than Seattle's offensive line. I think there are frankly fewer weaknesses for Seattle. So I think you're looking at, well, what is the weakness? It doesn't mean the Pats don't have that weakness, but, like, the Pats are looking at Seattle, looking at what they're going to exploit. So we just have to talk about it. You know, it's not that the Pats don't have that same weakness, but Seattle doesn't have a lot.
No.
This is a stout team.
They got fewer, that's for sure. But you can even attack like a strength, right? Just because a team has a strength, it doesn't mean that you just allow that strength to flourish, right? You, like, say, the Hawks when it comes to play action, all right? Hawks are one of the best play action teams out there. What do you do to combat that play action? You blitz at the right moment. You're disciplined when it comes to the flats and over the middle. There are things that you can do to attack or try to corral someone's strength. And it's all about timing. It's about timing. It's about predicting the future and hoping that you put your guys in position to make a play.
All right, Ross Tucker is joining us coming up at 12:30. Bob Condotta, hasn't it been forever since we've talked with, like, actual Seahawks beat reporters? Those guys are busy out there tracking this team. He's going to join us at 1. We got a lot of questions for him as we kind of check in last second to see the latest on injury updates and everything else with this team. Right now, let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra,
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Before we get to headline number 1, I think I've seen the most famous person I've seen here. Flavor Flav is over.
Flavor Flav.
The Gist, I don't know what that booth is, but he's over there.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why everyone's filming over there.
Yeah.
Is he wearing a clock? He's had sunglasses for sure.
Headline number 1, Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Adam Vinatieri, Luke Kuechly, and Roger Craig headline the 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame class. What's the real headline?
First of all, go Seahawks for sure, but it does feel like there's a pretty notable missing name here.
Who that?
One Bill Belichick.
Man, come on now. Our Texans are so tired of us talking about this, but I don't care. Bill deserves to get in that thing, man. Y'all tripping. Hall of Fame. You lost your
I think Robert Kraft didn't get in either.
Yeah.
It could have been a pretty epic Patriots class because you got Adam Vinatieri in there.
Which, like, great. Stick it to him.
Yeah.
However, look, if I'm speaking as a football fan and not as someone covering Seattle, was it the 2027 class we were looking at that had Richard Sherman eligible now?
Yeah, he's a first ballot, or he's a first year of eligibility next year.
Rob
Gronkowski,
Roethlisberger,
Big Ben, Antonio Brown is on it. I don't know about him. I think is he got like a murder charge pending, or attempted murder or something like that?
No, there is something weird. I forget what it was, but there's some weird stuff. Do I sound really, really stupid for asking from that class? And only because there are so many great names. Who feels like the surefire first ballot out of those guys?
Gronk. I think Rob Gronkowski's
Gronk for sure.
Maybe
no
next year.
Adrian Peterson, that's another one. I think he's probably first ballot.
Yeah, for sure.
But Ben, he's got a lot of passion. No, Ben Roethlisberger.
Should be Ben DiNucci. Not eligible yet.
Hall of Fame in our heart.
Yet.
He's still got a ways to go.
Yeah.
I think
but
Ben.
He will.
He's got the 2 Super Bowls. Maybe he's like in the Eli Manning, Phillip
Where
Rivers
it's like wait 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Do you think Phillip Rivers helped his case just by coming back and playing 2-3 extra games?
Well, yeah, he resets it.
Well, no, not just helped his case and put him in a different class, but like genuinely might have swayed a voter.
No.
I don't think so.
Nah.
Okay.
He's getting in regardless.
Yeah.
Getting in regardless, but would someone vote for him sooner than they might otherwise vote for him?
It wasn't like he was balling, Stacy. He wasn't balling.
Well, no, but I thought he would look embarrassing. I thought it would be like we're gonna see a man die.
He looked like he was 44. Could barely toss the ball.
I loved watching Phillip Rivers.
I loved
it
too.
He was calling audibles. I felt like I was a kid again.
But let's be real.
Okay.
My man looked like it hurt. It wasn't pretty.
Look, he came out swinging against the 49ers for just a minute there. For just a minute.
A little bit.
Yeah. Next headline.
Headline rewrites.
Next headline.
Well, actually, I think Ross Tucker's on his way over.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. Well, awesome then.
He said, forget your headlines, cuz. we do an interview now.
Matthew Stafford beat Drake May for 1 vote and NFL MVP. Real headline. Don't know if it's the win Stafford won it this year. Ha ha ha, Stacy. Oh my God, that's so good. Ah. I didn't. It's fine.
Here he comes now.
I didn't work on my headline rewrites. No, I would much rather much rather be joined by Ross Tucker, and he hops on with us right now. Ross, I am going to let you know, host of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, by the way. How have your guests been? What's been your favorite interview so far?
Oh, my gosh. The people on my show or shows I've gone on?
All of the above.
Either.
So this is so funny. Can I just tell you how much I love Curtis, your producer?
I love that.
No, because, so I'll just say it. I was supposed to have George Kittle on my show at 10:45.
Okay.
And then at some point, things happened, so it was going to be George Kittle at noon. Great. Now it's George Kittle, 12:15. Now it's George Kittle, 12:30. So meanwhile, concurrently, I had told Curtis I would try to come on with you guys. So I keep texting him, how about this? How about this? So now that they push Kittle back again, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going over there. I wish I could have just jumped the fence right here.
I know.
Because I'm right, I'm right there.
A lift, yeah.
But anyway, I'm here now.
Well, we're happy to have you. Thank you for
I'm happy to be on
Any
with you
49ers hate, we're all about.
for it. Absolutely.
The heck with George Kittle.
I've always said that. And then you get him on later. You're like, I've always loved your game.
Yeah.
Your punctuality is unreal. I've been starting with this. Now it feels very boring. This is my first Radio Row, so I'm realizing that, like, when you constantly ask so many people who they're picking, you start to feel like you're being repetitive, but I genuinely want to know.
No, but you're the Seattle sports radio
you have
station.
to
like, you know what I
ask.
think is kind of lame? When, like, Wichita asks me, it's like, come on, man.
Be creative.
Yeah. Like, you guys need to be asking
We've got
people.
diehard Seahawks fans that are like, hey, we need to know.
20-17 Seahawks.
3 points.
I think it's a low-scoring game. Both defenses are playing really well. I think if they play 10 times, I think Seahawks win 7 or 8. I think they're clearly the better team. However, that's not really what matters. What matters is who plays better for those 3 hours. And we'll see. I have a lot of faith in Mike Vrabel, former teammate of mine, to have a really good game plan. I am definitely worried about Nick Eamon-Worry. They basically designed the whole defense around him, which, by the way, that's a crazy thing to design a defense around a second-round rookie. But they did, and he's worth it, and it works. You know, Mike McDonald, I call Mike McDonald the McVay of the defensive side of the ball. And, you know, I don't know, did you guys see that video of Eamon-Worry getting out of that car and, like, limping? I didn't love that.
Me neither.
So it'll be, you know, I'm sure he's going to play, and I'm sure he's going to try tough through it, but, like, they ask him to do a lot of things. And, you know, with an ankle sprain, okay, maybe he's good straight line, but he's got to cover. He's got to change direction. He's got to do a bunch of things. Like, I am Nick Eamon-worried about that.
Ooh,
you like that?
I like that. I like that.
I should put that on social media before somebody steals it.
You better do it quickly. Hey, I watched the film of the Patriots, and I tell Stacy this all the time. I talk myself into hyping teams up, right? I always find things like, man, they're good at this, they're good at that. Just
I like that. It
myself.
sounds like you're a positive person.
Yeah, you know, I prepare for the worst at times. But I love the stunts that they run with their ends, right? And I'm looking at our right side. I'm questioning how they're going to handle it. What do you think of the battle in the trenches when it comes to Hawks O-line versus the Patriots D-line?
Good question, because I think the other side is problematic for the Patriots. I think the Patriots' left side of their offensive line against DeMarcus Lawrence and the beast that the Seahawks have, that's a huge edge, I feel like, for the Seahawks. On the other side, the Patriots are one of the darndest things I've ever seen. I mean, pretty much every guy on their defense is playing better than I've ever seen them play before. Think about, like, you know, coaching, you think about stuff like that, but whether it's Spillane or Caleb on Chason and Tonga and these guys, I mean, who is 91? Elijah Ponder. He's a rookie from, like, Cal Poly.
Yeah.
And I'm watching him against the Broncos with all those stunts you're talking about, Michael, making plays. I mean, that to me is like the perfect intersection of coaching and development, but also the front office. You get an undrafted guy like Ponder, and all of a sudden he's playing that well. It's super impressive.
Yeah.
Have you heard a take you hate? Or are you like, hey, I love all takes. I'll entertain them all. Have you heard one that you're like, I'm so sick of this argument. I feel like it's not fair. It doesn't look at it the right way.
I mean, well, I think Colin Cowherd said there's never been a warm weather
I thought that was like almost
dynasty.
a bit.
I don't know. Maybe it is. At
It
this
snows
point,
in Dallas.
I mean, I saw where Emmanuel Acho said, "Who is Todd Monken to be able to tell Shedeur Sanders
Oh, my God.
things?" I've really gotten to the point where I don't know if people, I don't know how many people, it's really sad. I don't know how many people, forget those two men that I just talked about. I don't know how many people believe the things that they say. And I don't know how many people now intentionally say ridiculous things just to get more engagement, interaction, to better monetize.
Yeah.
I just can't live my life that way. Like, I have 2 daughters. Like, I'm not going to have them at school. They're 12 and 13. Hear people say, "Your dad said a stupid thing," and then I come home, which they probably say anyway, and they say, "Daddy, why'd you say that?" At least I can look at them and say, because I really believe that. That's my opinion. Like, what do those other people say? Do they say to their kids, like, "Yeah, no, I don't believe that. I just lie on TV and radio to try to make more money"? Like, that's so weird to me.
Yeah.
Again, not naming any names. Oh, my gosh, he's walking by right now.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's unbelievable.
That is crazy.
That is unbelievable.
He felt you.
That dude, what if he... That could have been like an all-time moment right there.
Hey, the universe is messing with you right now.
That is... I have not seen that guy in years in person, and I look over and he's walking by.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. What do you like about this McDonald defense? He said it's obviously centered around Nick.
Can I tell you something I really like?
What's that?
Before I forget, Michael? I don't have a rooting interest in the game because I'm calling the game for UK radio, national radio in the UK. But I love the Sam Darnold story. And I know he went to USC and was the top 5 pick, right? But he's a fellow member of the 5-team club. Okay, there's not many of us that played for. That's freaking me out. That thing spins around like that. How does that work?
It just tracks you.
That is unbelievable.
You'll figure it out.
So as one of the charter members of the 5-team club, Sam is our king right now, and I wouldn't mind if our king got crowned and won the Super Bowl and represent. Because the thing about playing for 5 teams is you're not that good, because you would have only played for 1, maybe 2, but you're not that bad, because then you would have only played for 1, maybe 2.
Bring you back for a reason.
Yeah, it's hard to fit. It's hard to slide into that spot. So anyway, I'm rooting for Sam Darnold for sure, and you guys will appreciate this. I don't know if we ever talked about this before, but my rookie year with the Redskins, 2001, we had a 29-year-old in charge of the personnel department. John Schneider. Marty Schottenheimer had final say as the head coach, but he brought in John Schneider to be the head of the personnel department, and it was crazy to have a 29-year-old, and imagine how young he looked back then.
Yeah.
So I really like John as a person, and John helped change my life. So it's another reason why I'd like to see them do well. Now, conversely, Vrabel was my teammate in New England. So, I'm like Michael. I'm a positive person. So whoever wins, I will be happy for the people on that team that I know and like.
Can we steal 30 more seconds of your time? Because I do want to ask you.
Only if you ask me about the best Valentine's Day gift of all time.
Absolutely what I want to ask you about. Tell me about myfrontpagestory.com.
Okay, you guys will like this. One of my best friends started the company. He's a former sports writer that got laid off, because that's what happens to sports writers, a lot of them. So it's myfrontpagestory.com. You talk to a writer for 10 minutes while you're driving home from work, or you can fill out an email. Tell them how amazing your significant other is, your wife, girlfriend, whatever. Or you can just fill out an email. They write this incredible story. It looks like it's on the cover of the newspaper. Framed, beautiful pictures. And I've seen so many videos now. When you hand it to them, they'll start opening up, and they'll think it's like a framed picture or something. They're like, "What is this?" "Honey, I want to do something special for you. So I had a story written about you." That sounds like the most romantic thing of all time. Can you imagine if Curtis said that to his significant other? They'd be like, "Wait, what?"
Britta would love it.
What?
Yeah.
You got to.
She's actually had a lot of stories written about her this week.
Yeah, she was just in the news.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
She's the first female engineer to produce a Super Bowl.
Oh, that's incredible. Make sure, by the way, you say to the writer or you put an email, I never thank her enough for all the little things that she does.
Bam.
Because when they read that line, they cry. Oh my gosh, he notices. He notices. She will cry. You will win. MyFrontPageStory.com.
She will cry. You will win.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Flowers or like, what did you last year, Kurt? A gift card to Olive Garden? Come on, dude. MyFrontPageStory.com.
Wow.
MyFrontPageStory.com.
That was my ace in the hole.
That's MyFrontPageStory.com,
Okay.
Curtis. That's where you need to go. It's a Football Friday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. He is Ross Tucker. Check him out on the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, social media at Ross Tucker NFL. Ross, thank you so much. All our coverage this week presented by WGU. Still to come, we're going to have the Seattle Times' Bob Condotta joining us with the latest on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me? JSN!
Congratulations, Jackson Smith.
But you know he's sicker than most when he run the post.
The NFL's AP Offensive Player of the Year, rewriting the Seahawks record books with his electrifying season.
JSN has it! Touchdown! Seahawks!
And this is where you hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call Super Bowl 60 Sunday at 3. Seattle Sports.
The Boat Show, the Boat Show, the Big Seattle Boat Show.
The Big Seattle Boat Show ends this Saturday, February 7th. It's the best time to buy, with big selection, big discounts, and big fun for everyone. It's a big deal. Presented by Sundance Yachts and Port of Seattle. Make it a date Friday evenings with Boat Show After Dark, featuring unforgettable ambiance, music, food, beer, and wine. Details and discount tickets at SeattleBoatShow.com.
Luxury has arrived. It's Mike Salk here, and the all-new Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel is now open, featuring a destination spa, the expanded non-smoking space, and breathtaking views of the Cascades. You can catch every game at Hawks Peak, over 66 televisions, plus that 2,000-seat entertainment venue and exciting new dining options. Effortless style, the utmost in relaxation. You can book now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
Get ready, because it's here. The first huge public online auction of the new year from the James G. Murphy Company, and it's underway now. We're stacked and packed with a vast assortment of heavy construction equipment, trucks, trailers, and more, like 17 excavators, 6 dozers, including a 2012 John Deere 700K XLT, 4 wheel loaders, a grader, a 2021 Kenworth T270 propane delivery truck, a 2023 Volvo Auto Transporter, 6 Peterbilt 567 tractors, 6 dump trucks, forklifts, boom lifts, loaders, graders, and utility trucks. But wait, there's more, like over 100 unused gas-powered excavators, flatbed trucks, and on and on. We are on fire with gear. Preview all items Tuesday and Wednesday, February 10th and 11th at our location in Marysville. Do not miss the first huge public online auction of the new year. Check MurphyAuction.com for all details. MurphyAuction.com. MurphyAuction.com.
Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
And the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl.
Home of the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
We live here in Washington. I travel all over the state for work.
Affordable short-term rentals help us stay together and make Hazel feel at home.
Now Olympia is considering a huge tax increase on short-term rentals.
Pricing us and other families out, since more than half of short-term rentals here are used by Washingtonians.
Costs on everything are going up.
Please tell legislators not to make our trips more expensive too.
Paid for by Airbnb helps our state thrive. Host Hack.
I'm sure by now you've heard interviews with a whole lot of people who took the First Mark Challenge and saved so much money on their insurance and got better coverage. We call them First Mark victories. Well, I too took the First Mark Challenge and am thrilled to say that First Mark is saving my family thousands. Now that's what I call a victory. Before we got married, my husband had been with the same agent for so long, I think we just assumed that they were working hard to get us the best coverage and save us money, but it wasn't the case. And we only knew that by taking the First Mark Challenge. First Mark works for you, not the insurance carriers. First Mark will fully analyze your current coverage, making sure you're not overpaying for the wrong coverage, which could leave you at risk for financial loss. Then they carefully search the market, dozens of major carriers to find you the best fit. And that's it. First Mark Insurance has helped thousands of families successfully manage the complicated world of insurance and save them thousands, my family included. Be the next First Mark Challenge victory. Take the First Mark Challenge now. It's free. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com. First Mark Insurance. They work for you.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
Save $1,700 when you have Day and Night match your current furnace with a qualifying AC or heat pump.
Your furnace is lonely all by itself, but it doesn't have to be. With our Matchmaker Special, we'll match your furnace with a perfect air conditioner or heat pump to keep your furnace company and your home comfy all year round.
Match your furnace to a qualifying cooling system and save $1,700.
DayandNight.net.
Broadcasting live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Powered through the Quantum Fiber Studio.
On the only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the game, Seattle Sports.
It's a Football Friday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Ross Tucker just joined us of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, and he mentioned he's picking Seattle in this one. He thinks like 7 or 8 times if they played this game 10 times, Seattle would win. However, he said, I think this Nick Emanwari injury is massive. It doesn't matter if Mike McDonald said, yeah, I'm confident Nick's going to play. Great, he's going to play. But are you going to have the version of Nick playing that allows you to be as versatile, as creative as you want to be defensively?
You ever watch Nickelodeon growing up?
Did I watch Nickelodeon growing up? Yes.
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
All right, that's my ADD kicking it right there. Okay. What version are you going to get?
Oh, that had nothing to do.
I thought we were
Just
having an
the same as
analogy.
Nick.
Yeah, just Nick.
I know I'm putting it together. Okay,
All right.
okay.
ADD's real, folks.
Sure.
That's tough, man. Here's the thing about ankle injuries is that I have rolled my stuff so bad before, and in 2 days, I'm 90%. Like, it's weird. And remember, he said he's super young, super healthy.
He sure did.
He's got that on his side.
It's like he meant super young, super rich, super fast. They said I was the strongest person they'd ever seen, so the ankle should be good.
So I got to wait and see. Mike McDonald's not going to put him out there if he's not able to execute the way that he needs him to execute. Like, you can't compromise the team. You can't put the team in bad positions. So I think it's going to be a constant evaluation, especially that first series when they're out there. Because you got to see what he can and can't do. You got to be able to go left and right. You got to be able to hit the diagonal, flip the hips, and do all that good stuff. And you'll be able to find out pretty quickly if he's able to do that. You can warm-ups will give you a clue, honestly. And then you got to take in information. You got to talk to him. How you feeling? So if he is at 80, 85%, I'm going to take him. But if he's not around there, you have to switch your game plan up a little bit. Put your true base defense out there. Drake Thomas is going to get more time. Spoon's still going to be out there in the slot. You just got to be able to adjust, but they've been adjusting all year.
Let's stick with the second part of that. You stick with your base a little bit more. Like, let's say he's not over 80%. Well, if you're the Patriots, what are you doing now? What suddenly are you at risk of exploiting?
That's the thing. At this point, I don't think you change who you are because of one player. I've said it all week that I feel like the Patriots are at their best when they get their tight ends involved. Hunter Henry is a really good tight end. He's good slipping out into the flats, going across the middle. I think that maybe you dial up a few more Hunter Henry plays because Nick Mawari isn't in there. But those plays are already in the playbook. Like, they're already running that stuff. Maybe just go to the well a few more times than you normally would if Nick isn't in there. But it's not like, okay, Nick's not in there. Okay, let's go to the Nick and Mawari is not in game plan. Like, they're still going to run their stuff.
We're going to throw for 400 yards. It's amazing. No, I mean, this team has won games without Nick out there. But he does. Ross was right in that it seems crazy in theory to have that level of versatility used, exploited by, what have you, a rookie. And yet that's what he allows you to do. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, he's a pretty important element. It's not just about, oh, you have safety depth, don't worry. It's, well, wait a minute, but this safety can do things some other people can't.
Yeah.
And that confuses quarterbacks when you're looking pre-snap and you don't exactly know who's going to rush, what's going to happen, who's going to be here. So, yeah, that does change things. You know what I think I'm probably doing too, and I'm sorry if I'm getting too negative. I think I'm convincing myself. I think I think I'm doing this like preventative kind of like, okay, what's the worst that could happen for the Patriots? Okay, but tell me, you know what I mean? Like, just looking for reassurance for a game everyone else feels so confident about is what I'm doing. I think every single person we've talked to is like, without hesitation. Honestly, Ross saying that like 7 times out of 10 the Seahawks would win is the least amount of confidence I've heard in the Seahawks today.
Yeah, it's cautious. 7 out of 10, that's crazy that I view that as cautious. Now, that's how
compared to how other people are.
Everyone's saying 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. But I think that he's a football guy. He understands that weird things can happen. Guys are off their game sometimes. Play callers are off their game. I mean, there was a game during the playoffs where Sean McVay said, look, I didn't call my best game. You know, the guys had my back. And that's one of the best play callers in the game.
Yeah.
They're human beings. They're going to make mistakes. So, yeah, it's a game that still needs to be played. Nothing is written in stone. And the best team doesn't always win, but I think we'll win this time.
We got a couple questions for Seattle Times Bob Condotta when it comes to an injury report, who's going to be ready and to what extent on Sunday. It's a Football Friday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Bob joining us at 1 on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
We knew the foundation was strong.
Last year, everything was new.
But this?
We are going to the Super Bowl!
Doubters? What doubters?
We did not care. We've been playing dominant football all year.
Now, the stage is set to finish by claiming the ultimate prize. Seahawks, Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Kickoff with Steve Rabel on the call. Sunday at 3:30 on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
You guys, I would rather get my teeth drilled than go to a car dealership. But good news is that changed because of Wayscar Ford in Auburn. The first time I went out there, I was nervous. Just being at a car dealership brings pressure. I feel like I'm going to get ripped off or be pressured to make a decision that day that I'm just not ready for. But instead, I felt immediately comfortable because there's absolutely no pressure at Wayscar Ford, period. And they back it up with a 5-day or 500-mile, 100% no questions asked money-back return guarantee. Wayscar Ford isn't only going to sell you a car, they're going to sell you a car only if you want to buy one. So if you want a low-pressure experience, Wayscar Ford in Auburn is where you need to go. By the way, they don't just have Fords, they have everything. Take it from me or check out their reviews. They have thousands of 5-star reviews you can buy with confidence. Wayscar Ford has been family-owned and operated in downtown Auburn for over 103 years. And trust me, you don't stay in business that long by not taking care of people. See it for yourself at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. That's wayscarford.com.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Who did it best in 2025? Vote now for the Sports Stars and Story of the Year at seattlesports.org and help choose the winners of the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards, presented by Microsoft. From collegiate champions to the standouts across our professional teams, make your choice and come celebrate Washington's biggest night out for sports on March 13th. Vote now and get tickets at seattlesports.org. We'll see you there.
Home of the NFC champion Seahawks.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-288-9944. That's 800-288-9944. Once again, that's 800-288-9944.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Broadcasting live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Powered through the Quantum Fiber Studio.
On the only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the game, Seattle Sports.
One of your favorites, one of our favorites, Turbo, Robert Turbin joining us right now from Radio Row. We're at the Super Bowl. Turbo, can I tell you what's happening to me?
What is happening?
Is that I started out being really confident, and normally I'm more confident to the point of being maybe a little disrespectful. When the Seahawks were going to play the Titans, I said, Bump, why are you even worried about it? It's the Titans. They're awful. He said, because there's players on both sides. There's D1 players on both sides. But now it's flipped where I feel like, Bump, your confidence is growing.
Yeah.
I'm getting paranoid.
Really?
Am I wrong to be worried?
Well, I wouldn't call it wrong.
Okay.
Okay.
Misguided.
But, you know, I wouldn't allow things to alter what you were originally feeling. They always say go with your first, your first gut feeling.
Gut instinct.
You know, and your first gut instinct is to see how it's going to blow them out. They're going to blow them out. That's what my first gut instinct was.
That's what you think happens?
14 points or more. And I'm sticking to it. I understand there's always a way to flip it. Oh, the defense for the Patriots and the front seven and Christian Gonzalez. Okay, good. I get it. You know, everybody works hard.
Okay, he got Coach of the Year now.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel officially, right? Everybody. So there's no disrespect. It's just how I feel.
All right. How you feel about K9 in this run game?
I think he's special, man, because, you know, when I was playing, and, you know, Marshawn obviously was the big dog. He'll be in the Hall of Fame. Coach Sherman Smith was our running backs coach. And I remember he pulled me to the side. I can't remember if it was after a meeting or during a practice, but he was talking about what made Marshawn so special, because he coached Eddie George, too, who's a Hall of Famer, right? And he specifically said, you know, the thing that makes Marshawn so special is that on any given down, you feel like when he has the ball, he can take it to the house. And in a different way, you kind of feel like that about K9.
Yeah.
Because it's just his elusiveness and the way he moves. And of course, he doesn't run with the same type of power, like different styles, right? But you do feel like, man, like backed up on your own 20-yard line, you give K9 a toss, you don't know what's going to happen. He might take it 80 to the house. And so I think that's one of the things that really makes him a special player.
Confidence level in JSN against Gonzalez?
Oh, come on, man.
I already know. I'm setting you up here.
JSN been ripping everybody all season. And then people want to talk about Puka Nacua got snubbed for Offensive Player of the Year. Please, man. Puka had a great season, but JSN was unstoppable, bro. Christian Gonzalez ain't going to be able to stop that.
Yeah, he's I wonder how often he's going to follow him. But then if you do follow him, Kubiak's going to put him in the backfield, going to put him in the side. He's going to move him all the way around. He's going to be versatile. What do you think of just the year overall? Like, what did you think? Because you be having some takes. You be going out there, all right? Turbo will say some things. I was like, he tripping.
Yeah,
and sometimes it comes true. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
I remember we came on a broadcast one week.
Oh, no.
Turbo, there was 1 week, and our producer goes, hey, let's be positive. You know, Russ is coming back into town, so when he played for the Broncos, he was like, be positive.
That's right.
And we gave our score prediction. Turbo's like, Hawks getting blown out. So that lets you know this Turbo will go out there and say some stuff. He goes to say some stuff, but I appreciate it about you. So what did you think about this team before the season, and have they lived up to your expectations?
No, I appreciate that question because it gives me an opportunity to be honest. And the honest truth is that, you know, I thought this team was going to be like a 10-7, you know, football team. I didn't expect them to be this great. And, you know, it took me, I would say, 3/4 of the season, if I'm being really honest, for me to look at the tape and be like, man, these guys are serious. But for the longest time, you know, when I would get on shows like this or other platforms and we would talk about the NFC West and, you know, who were the big dogs, and for me it was the Rams, the Niners, and then the Seahawks for the longest time. I would say majority of the season, 3/4.
Yeah.
And a lot of it had to do with the fact that, you know, they had lost to those teams in their first matchups against them during the regular season. And so for me, it was like, man, I had to see them beat those guys before I put them at the top.
Right.
Other guys could identify it beforehand, like Paul Moyer, probably you even, Bumps. Like, man, I know we lost, but this is how we lost. And so to me, you know, I feel like the Seahawks are still better. I just didn't see it that same way for a minute. But, you know, they end up beating the Rams, and, you know, I think things sort of to turn around for me after
Honestly, that was me too. Like, I saw the potential. Like, all right, I can see what they can do, but once they beat the Rams, I was like, all right, they got it in them.
Yep.
When did you feel that way about, or do you feel that way about Sam Darnold? Much like you were like that Thursday night win, you were like, okay, this team could win a Super Bowl. What did you think about Sam when they signed Sam, and what do you think about him now?
The honest truth is that when they signed Sam, I truly, deep down, felt like they were upgrading at quarterback. Now, I didn't say that in the beginning because, full transparency, I'm friends with Geno. So I didn't really give I didn't want to call it an upgrade in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, Geno's the homie.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is they were getting an upgrade, not just in physical ability, but the command in the huddle, the calling plays consistently, the type of leadership that he was bringing to the table. The truth of the matter is also is that, you know, Geno's leadership was starting to slip a little bit in that locker room. And so it was kind of time for a new captain and a new voice, you know, at that quarterback spot. And I just thought, you know, Sam Darnold was bringing a new perspective to the position, and he'd been around winning, for a couple years now, 49ers and the Vikings. And so I had a lot of confidence in him, in the beginning. The turnovers didn't help early on in the season, but they kept winning games. And so I really always felt like, he was going to be like, he was a good fit. All the other free agents, it was like Rodgers, it was like these other guys, it was like, this was the perfect fit for Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, was it me? My bad.
Well, no. That's actually good because I need to make sure people know where to find you. People are always really, really excited when you're on. Seahawks fans love you. We love you.
Love some Turbo.
We like to let them know where they can find more Turbo. I want to make sure I get this right. So your Sirius XM is Sunday for the game, and then CBS HQ after. What's the plan Sunday?
Yeah. So I've been doing Sirius XM, the Tailgate Show, from 9 to 12 Eastern now. That's been my show now for I think this might be the 4th year. So we'll be previewing the game 9 to 12 Eastern this Sunday, myself and Damon Amendola. He's my co-host, or maybe I'm his co-host, whatever.
Y'all co-host.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. Duo.
And so we'll be doing that, and I'll be doing that from Dallas, actually. And then shortly after that, 15 minutes later, I'll be on CBS HQ previewing the game as well. That'll be a little television spot. There, so.
I don't want to spoil the show. I'm guessing, like you said, you're going to be favoring the Seahawks.
100%.
I already knew. I shouldn't have even. Knew not to ask.
Yeah, but you know what? It's funny because I told you guys about the stance I've been taking all season, right? And people get surprised, like, man, that's your team, It's like, well, it is. I support the Seahawks. I want to see them do well and succeed, but I'm not a homer. I'm gonna be honest.
You're an analyst.
And so it's funny, like now when I'm like, man, the Seahawks not gonna win. They're gonna win big, and I kind of get some respect for that because they know, like, I'm giving an actual honest. I ain't gonna be like Brady. Like, man, I'm just kind of taking the field.
We know why he's doing it.
I don't know why he's doing it, to be honest with you.
We'll talk during the break. Seattle Times' Bob Condotta joining us next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
It's why we bake in the sun, out on the berm every summer at training camp. It's why we scream till it hurts. In the cold and rain, come fall and winter.
Listen to the 12th man.
It's why we're 12s. As the Seahawks look to bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Seattle, it's why there's only one voice we want to hear tell the story.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
Don't miss Steve Rabel calling the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60, live and for free on the Seattle Sports app.
I'm Chris Davis, former King County prosecutor and founder of the Davis Law Group in Seattle. If you've been injured in a crash caused by impaired or drunk drivers, there are special considerations that need to be taken to protect your legal rights. Davis Law Group's team of investigators and lawyers know how to properly investigate DUI crashes and identify all parties who might be legally responsible for your injuries and damages. Call Davis Law Group at 206-888-8888 or get my free book at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Get ready, because it's here. The first huge public online auction of the new year from the James G. Murphy Company, and it's underway now. We're stacked and packed with a vast assortment of heavy construction equipment, trucks, trailers, and more, like 17 excavators, 6 dozers, including a 2012 John Deere 700K XLT, 4 wheel loaders, a grader, a 2021 Kenworth T270 propane delivery truck, a 2023 Volvo Auto Transporter, 6 Peterbilt 567 tractors, 6 dump trucks, forklifts, boom lifts, loaders, graders, and utility trucks. But wait, there's more, like over 100 unused gas-powered excavators, flatbed trucks, and on and on. We are on fire with gear. Preview all items Tuesday and Wednesday, February 10th and 11th at our location in Marysville. Do not miss the first huge public online auction of the new year. Check MurphyAuction.com for all details. MurphyAuction.com. MurphyAuction.com.
Esta canción que canto, amigos, es una más.
Experience the iconic Mexican music group Bronco at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, Saturday, February 28th at 8 p.m. They've sold more than 20 million albums and performed for audiences all over the world. Now Bronco is bringing their modern take on regional Mexican sound live to Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Tickets are on sale now at muckleshootcasino.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Dave Wyman here, joined by Dr. Landis from Swedish Cyberknife to talk about prostate cancer treatments. Dr. Landis, how does Cyberknife compare to surgery?
Patients who have surgery often do have to be hospitalized for a few days and have to take time off of work. They can have a catheter, they have a wound that's healing, whereas with Cyberknife, patients often don't have to take a break from work at all.
And Cyberknife is an outpatient, non-invasive treatment?
Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out, you essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
5 days total, less than an hour a day to treat prostate cancer. That really is amazing. It's almost too good to be true. What do patients say after treatment?
They tell me it's like Star Trek, where you push a button and the cancer can go away.
If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish Cyberknife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Hey homeowners, are you stuck on the credit card treadmill and stressed because your consumer debt and monthly payments are too high? Well, Brock Hewitt here with a smart solution. Your home's equity in the Seattle Metro is probably larger than ever. It's like you're sitting on a stack of cash. Consider a cash-out refinance with Tila Mortgage to consolidate your high-balance credit cards, second mortgages, home equity lines of credit, and student loans, or get cash for a remodel. With interest rates finally coming down, consolidating your debt now may be the best decision you ever make. With excellent client reviews and trusted in Washington for over 25 years, Tila has competitive rates on refinance, purchase, or reverse mortgages too. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Call Tila Mortgage today, 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
TilaMortgage.com. Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
2 more days until Super Bowl 60.
And this is the only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl. KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
JSN took home NFL honors last night. The Seahawks wide receiver, who finished with 1,793 yards, 8th most in single-season NFL history, was named Offensive Player of the Year, finishing ahead of second-place Christian McCaffrey and third-place Puka Nacua. Mike McDonald finished third in Coach of the Year voting, behind winner Mike Vrabel and runner-up Liam Cohen.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Broadcasting live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco. Powered through the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Ahead of Super Bowl 60 between the Patriots and Seahawks on Seattle Sports.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Rost.
Seattle Times Seahawks reporter Bob Condotta joining us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Bob, busy week. How's it going?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, not so bad. Today starts to quiet down somewhat, even though we're getting closer to the game. There's no media stuff, all that kind of stuff ended yesterday. So, but yeah, the first 4 days for sure are a bit of a whirlwind for everybody involved.
Bob, I was looking for you. We were supposed to hit the town, but I guess you're avoiding me. It's all good, though.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we were staying down in San Jose the last few days.
See, the thing is, Bob couldn't be here.
Yeah, no, I forgive you, Bob. I'll get you later, man. Hey, but how many Super Bowls have you been to, and how does this compare to the other ones?
Just the ones the Seahawks have played in. I've never been to a non-Seahawks one, but I have been to all including the one in Detroit 20 years ago, and then the two back-to-back ones. Yeah, I mean, it's so, from my personal perspective, it's so dependent on kind of what the logistics are of everything, just because that's what I'm here to do is work. So I can't really speak from the fan experience necessarily, but this one's really spread out. So, the Seahawks are down in San Jose, the big media center and all that kind of stuff's up in San Francisco. The NFL Honors last night were up in even a further kind of tucked away further place, the Palace of Fine Arts up in San Francisco, that was like an hour drive away from where the media center was. So to get up there, it took like an hour and a half. So just stuff like that. It's just, unfortunately, that's kind of my boring perspective. So kind of hard to, I haven't been up there yet. We're planning to go into town tonight and tomorrow night and kind of get a sense of what it's like from a crowd perspective up in San Francisco and see what's going on there. But for sure, it's a little different because I think a lot of people attending are probably going to be up there. And then, on Sunday, you got to drive down to Santa Clara, which is, 45 minutes or whatever to go to the game. So it's a little bit, for sure, of a different kind of location situation that way than some of them where it's all really, like in Detroit, everything was within a couple mile radius. So everybody was staying the whole time right in the same general area. And Phoenix was kind of similar to that too. Everything was kind of in a centralized area. So, we'll see how it works out on game day.
I wanted to talk about Nick Emenwari's role in the defense. We're all assuming he's going to be limited. We know that Mike McDonald is confident he's going to play. I think where I'm stuck, Bob, is trying to figure out to what degree a limited Emenwari impacts what Mike McDonald would typically want to do on defense. Can you walk us through kind of what you might be expecting?
Well, I think you probably go back to what it looked like a little bit in September when he didn't play, but with the added bonus now that you sort of have a healthy Julian Love. So what they can do is you kind of have Julian, you can throw Ty Okada back in there. So luckily you have a guy who started 9-10 games this year who could help you out quite a bit. And I think you could move Kobe Bryant and play him a little more maybe in kind of that role if you wanted to stick with that. But you could sort of just play your normal nickel quite a bit if you want to go that route and just have Devin Witherspoon playing in the nickel all the time and have Love and Bryant back there, or if you want to go 6 DBs, I would imagine you go with Ty Okada and kind of finagle it a little bit that way and go that route and do that. So that's what I would guess personnel wise is what they would do. It just kind of means a bigger role for Ty Okada in some way and kind of moving pieces around a little bit there. But, the good news is in September, for several of those games that they didn't have Emenwari, they also didn't have Love and or Witherspoon. And so, especially like that Tampa Bay game, it kind of caught up to him a little bit. But, at least he would be the only guy, I guess, that they might be kind of limited that way. And Mike McDonald has shown an amazing ability to, granted, it's late in the week that this would be happening, but they do have, a lot that they can kind of go back to in their schemes and in their game plans this year, ways they've made it work without having all of their guys in the secondary available.
How do you feel Mike McDonald has handled this week? First time, I believe it's his first time in a Super Bowl week. Yeah. How do you think he's handled it?
Yeah, he got to Baltimore right after they won the Super Bowl there. So yeah, he hasn't been in a Super Bowl. I think he's handled it really well. Obviously, he'll admit that the media stuff isn't his favorite part of the job. It isn't really for any coach, but they understand it's part of it. But I think he's handled it all really well. He got some. Super Bowl night, I spent on opening night anyway, I spent most of my time kind of around him, just kind of seeing and wanted to hear what he'd say about certain things. We had a bunch of people there. Everybody had different roles. So I kind of hung around McDonald most of the time. And, I think he got 5 different questions asking about the past and the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl they lost against Arizona, which is like what's he supposed to say about that? And, he handled all that stuff pretty good humoredly and good naturedly for the most part. And, with all the varying kind of different things you get that way. So, from a media standpoint, I think he's handled it really well. They have sort of cut down on coach obligations here. They used to make the coach basically be available for an hour a day, all those days, and do a big press conference on Friday as well. They don't do anything on Friday anymore. They don't require the coaches to be there as long. on all those other days. So, you know, it's a little bit less than it used to be on the coach's plate, but, you know, it's still a lot, a different time schedule. And, you know, McDonald talks about that a lot. You know, he really has his routine and likes to stick to that. So, you know, having times that aren't set by the Seahawks, but that are set by the NFL for when you have to do this stuff, you know, is maybe a little bit of a different deal for him. But, you know, I think he's, the little bit I've gotten to know him, you know, I think he's very kind of practical and businesslike and understands that, you know, you don't worry about those kind of, you just do it right to the best of your ability, and you just can't handle it the way you're supposed to, because it's, you know, it's kind of what you signed up for.
Talking with Seattle Times Bob Condotta. Bob, I know we brought you on to ask you questions, but I'm actually curious about maybe your single biggest question entering Super Bowl 60 about either of these teams, but maybe just something that's on your mind that you're eager to see.
Well, I mean, the Seahawks have just played so well in these big games in general. You know, they come out and the way they played against the 49ers, the way they, you know, were able to respond in the varying situations that happened in the Rams game. But the 49ers both times they had to play the 49ers, and especially in those games when they came out really quickly. And so I'm just sort of curious to see that. You know, they're not necessarily. I know age-wise they're one of the overall younger teams in the NFL right now, but they do have some veterans who've been around and done some things. You know, a Super Bowl MVP on their roster. Ernest Jones has won a ring. Leonard Williams has played a lot. You know, guys like Leonard and Julian Love have played a lot, even if they haven't been at this level. So, you know, I don't know that they're going to be awed by the circumstances necessarily, but I'm still just curious to see how they do that. You know, that was one of the big questions in 13, right? But because the Seahawks were such a young team at that time too, and kind of had seemingly come out of the blue over the previous 2 years, a little bit like this team has, while Denver had Peyton Manning on their roster. And that was one of the big storylines was, you know, that how is Russell Wilson, a second-year quarterback, going to respond to Peyton Manning, one of the best ever? And, you know, it was the Broncos who screw up the first play of the game and give the Seahawks 2 points right off the bat, and the Seahawks were off and running. You know, so I think sometimes those storylines can be kind of overplayed. But I am just curious. I think just from that standpoint, I do feel like, you know, the Seahawks are the favorites in this game. And we've seen this happen in Super Bowl several times with the Patriots on the other end, where, you know, if it's the underdog who can kind of hang around for a while, the longer they hang around, you know, the more confidence they get that they can win it. So I do think, you know, the Seahawks have been a good starting team this year, but definitely very curious to see if they can keep that up.
Bob, did you anything surprise you last night from the NFL honors?
The biggest surprise to me was that Puka Nacua wasn't second to JSN in the Offensive Player of the Year award, probably. I was kind of surprised that, you know, I figured that would be just a two-man race for that in general, but so that surprised me a little bit. None of the winners really did. You know, I thought Stafford was going to win the MVP, and I thought the Offensive and Defensive Players of the Year were there. And, you know, for Coach of the Year, you certainly can make a great case for Mike McDonald, but you can certainly make a great case for Mike Vrabel. You know, Vrabel, he fits the profile of who almost always wins this award, is the coach who ended up exceeding what were perceived to be expectations heading into the year. And with where the Patriots were last year and with what Vrabel getting them to the Super Bowl this year, you know, it's hard to argue that by historical precedent. You know, for better or worse, that's kind of what happens here a lot of times. You know, certainly, you know, McDonald did take over a 9-win team, and they did win 10 games last year. So I think he's done a great job, and certainly deserving of any accolade you could get. But, you know, that's kind of how that award's always gone, is it's gone to that guy. And I think Emin Worry, I think, certainly had a great case for Defensive Rookie of the Year. The games he missed and kind of probably coming onto most people's the national radar sort of later in the game probably hurt him a little bit there. Worth remembering, these are regular season awards and not for the playoffs. So, you know, they vote on these late in the, you know, kind of before the postseason. So it doesn't matter, you know, that the guy who won that played for a team that's not in the playoffs kind of thing. So I wasn't overly surprised by that.
You mentioned McDonald coming up third in Coach of the Year, and I wanted to ask you about maybe more specifically what the leap has looked like that the Seahawks team has taken. A lot of the people that we've talked to here at Radio Row have very fairly, Bob, pointed to what Vrabel's done in terms of, hey, this was a 4-win team and now they're in the Super Bowl. It's like it's such a turnaround that it kind of overshadows the improvement that Seattle's made. You've covered Super Bowl Seahawks teams. You've also covered Seahawks teams that were competitive but never really great. And I'm wondering what was missing from those teams that this team has. Because it's hard to get from 10 wins to 14. Way harder than people think.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is just how much better the defense has gotten. And while they've made some personnel changes to it, Ernest Jones and Emin Worry in particular over the last, 18 months, basically, there were a lot of the, 7 or 8 of these guys are the same or were on the roster at the time when he took over. And so just going from, I think they were 25th in total defense in Pete Carroll's last year to first this year, or second or whatever, depending on which metric you use. But, they allowed the fewest points in the NFL this year. I think it was second fewest yards. That to me is the biggest thing. The offense has been good for sure, but the offense has benefited a lot from what the defense has done, and what special teams has done. So I mean, to me, I just point to how the defense, he just took what was there, was able to figure out what they needed, and then add that, Ernest Jones and what they did with the linebacking core. Obviously, that was, I think, all, pretty much just McDonald driven. Like, hey, what they had last year wasn't working, and so we got to change this. And the ability to figure out how to. And John Schneider obviously deserves great credit for the personnel moves they had to make to do that, but to figure that out as quickly as they did, and then again, what he's done with the pieces in the secondary to turn it into. One of the best secondaries in the NFL, when for the previous few years before that, they were really struggling. I just think it starts there. And there's been a lot of articles written this week about what McDonald does. And, I don't think it's any one specific thing. I mean, it's always like trying to define, why is one person a lot better at something than someone else? And a lot of times it's kind of an undefinable quality a little bit. And I think McDonald has that with just what he's able to do in putting together a defense and scheming a defense and knowing how to put his players in the best positions each week and changing it up each week, quite a bit, depending on who they're playing and all that. So, I mean, to me, that's really the biggest difference in taking them from that level they were at to where they are now.
Hey, what do you like the most about this Patriots team?
Probably just, I mean, to me, what really stands out is Drake May, and just, a guy who obviously had some high expectations, but, you didn't know what to make of him necessarily coming into the year, and just having the kind of year that he did that quickly. He really seems to have that intangible quarterback factor of making the big play at the right time when they really need it, as he did with the run in the AFC title game and just in general what he's been able to do this year. So, you can win Super Bowls without really great quarterbacks, but in general, you have to have a pretty darn good quarterback to win a Super Bowl. And, I think both these guys have proven this year. Darnold, has kind of proven he's a lot better than maybe people thought, and Drake May has proven that, maybe he can live up to the expectations he had coming into it. So, just sort of that. And then, they kind of embody just what the good Mike Vrabel teams previously were, of just being, pretty fundamentally sound, not beating themselves. And they've got a good running game, and their defense is good, obviously. And, it's going to be fun to see the secondary. And, I don't know if Christian Gonzalez will be able to figure out how to just be on JSN all the time. But when those guys match up, that'll be fun to see. So, you don't get here without being a pretty good team in all facets. And the Patriots are sort of that.
He is Bob Condotta. Read the latest at SeattleTimes.com. Thanks so much, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay, thank you, guys. All right, bye.
All our coverage is this week presented by WGU. Hey, Washington's biggest night out for sports is almost here. The 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards. The star-studded event brings together athletes and icons behind our favorite teams and unforgettable moments, so be part of history. And cast your vote for the men's and women's sports stars of 2025, representing the best of Washington sports. You can also vote for Sports Story of the Year. Voting is open now through February 14th. Head to seattlesports.org and make your voice heard. The winners will be announced live at the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards presented by Microsoft on Friday, March 13th. So don't miss out. Vote now and be part of the celebration. It's a Football Friday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. By the way, you do have Super Bowl coming up in about 15 minutes. So I hope if you guys need to get up and stretch or anything during the break, once we hit that a little bit later, just feel free, because this is your second to last chance to not tie this one up, but to be a little more competitive. I'm sorry. Let's
it is competitive.
No, you know
what are you talking about?
It's your time to shine. Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. What will win or lose the game for either team?
We hear it. Now, everyone's talking about Sam Darnold. They're talking about Drake May. They're talking about JSN, Christian Gonzalez. It's going to come down to the big uglies, all right? The big boys in the trenches. That's what it comes down to. And I think, like, the further we've gotten into this Radio Row week, the more we start to hear about the bigs. More people are kind of like, all right, well, you start on the outside. Let's narrow this thing down and talk about the bigs, right? You're talking about Williams, you're talking about Bomar, you're talking about Zabel, you're talking about Anthony Bradford. That's where the game is going to be won or lost. When you are watching this game, to start this game, I want everybody to pay attention to the big uglies to start this game. I say big uglies with affection. With affection.
Just
you
bigs, maybe.
You know, like when you're coming up and a girl's flirting with you, it's like, what's up, ugly? And she really thinks you're cute. You know what I mean? Like,
big head?
Yeah, big head. You know what I mean? Well, me and Curtis do have big heads, but
I
true.
think Britta might have just been honest.
Anatomically correct.
Yeah.
But when they said that to us, we knew that they really liked us, all right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about, is you got to watch the trenches, man. That's where the game's going to be won or lost, and it's going to be fun. Like, really check out Anthony Bradford. See how he's handling pressure. It's a good matchup.
Second down. All right, we were joined to begin the show by NFL Network analyst Roman Harper. What's something Roman said that stuck with you?
Man, talking to these football minds, you hear things that you typically don't hear, right? Everyone has a different way of describing the game and what happens. And he says, Russell Wilson used to redefine the pocket, and I love that. So what that means is you're in the pocket. You're not necessarily scrambling to get downfield. You're kind of moving in the pocket. You're shifting. You're climbing. You're getting back. You're redefining the pocket, because what happens is as you move, the defense has to react. The pocket changes. And I love that description. When he was talking about redefining the pocket, I just imagined Russell Wilson back there moving, doing his thing. And then I thought about Drake May. He redefines the pocket. He's great at doing that, man. He keeps his eyes down the field. He has a great base. He's calm in that pocket. I think we will see some redefining of the pocket with Drake May. And also, Sam Darnold's good at it as well. If you look at some of Sam Darnold's scramble, even when he was with the Jets, right, he's really good at keeping his eyes down the field and looking for that throw. So, no, that was a term that I've never heard before.
Yeah.
I loved it. I'm going to jack it. I'm going to use it. Redefine the pocket.
It sounds like something that you could say very easily, and I could make it sound like I know a ton about football.
Yeah.
When I don't, you know what I mean? I could just be talking to a former player and be like, well, he's got to really just redefine the pocket. He's going to be like, nice.
And they'll know exactly what you're talking about.
And I'll be like, see, I know.
Yeah, I know ball.
Me too.
That's what we do.
We actually have Curtis and Stacy help quarterbacks redefine the pocket better than Roman Harper Camp, LLC. And we move the pocket everywhere. Sometimes it's downfield.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of wherever you want it to be.
Yeah, and so sometimes it's like you might have an illegal forward pass, but you
still there.
redefined it. Exactly.
Yeah,
so it's
still there.
It's your perception of the pocket.
Illegal men downfield all day.
And really, the
guys,
pocket is it's inside of your heart.
That's right.
We're all in the pocket when you think about it.
It's called an aorta.
Yeah,
That's what that
exactly.
is.
And you have a couple of those, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm no doctor.
Sure.
Third down. What was a big surprise from the NFL honors last night?
Mike McDonald, man. I really thought he was going to get Coach of the Year. I really thought that. I'm not mad that Vrabel got it, but I thought the job that he's done here has been amazing. And then that Emma Warrior did not get Defensive Player of the Year. I think that, I don't know who votes, but it comes down to numbers, and old boy from Cleveland, numbers are great. But does he affect the game the same way that Emma Warrior does? I don't think so. And then Puka Nacua being third, we opened the show with this, but then it makes sense too because Christian McCaffrey was silently just killing the league. 1,000 yards receiving, 1,000 yards rushing. I get it. So everything else was straightforward. I knew Matthew Stafford was going to get it. I knew Myles Garrett was going to get his award. But no, those two, I'm not mad at it because I think anyone who's nominated deserves it and could get it. It's like 2 or 3 that you feel can really get it. But no, those were the 2 that kind of surprised me a little bit.
You know, when you and Curtis were saying that, like, when girls make fun of you, call you, hey, big head, that they're, like, actually flirting with you. Someone said, a girl came up to me and said, hey, crooked teeth, was she flirting?
No, that's legit.
That's a bully. I think, unfortunately, I think that's a bully.
You've been bullied.
You should call someone. That's not good.
Invisalign.
Crooked teeth is crazy.
That's jacked up, actually.
It's
not very nice.
There's no way that's real.
His
no way
teeth
that's real.
or the nickname or her saying that.
Both. All the above. All the
What's
above.
up, crooked teeth? Fourth down.
What's up, cross-eyed? No, there's only certain things. There's only certain things you can say.
What's up, lazy eye?
That's wild.
Yeah.
And imagine someone, she wants me, bro.
Oh, she's on me. I think we gave bad advice. I think it's only a couple things that they can say.
So when she says, like, hey, don't talk to me, like, she She's into it, right? Fourth down. We were just joined by the Athletic Football Show's Derrik Klassen. Anything stand out from Derrik?
Yeah, I was surprised when he said he felt Puka should have gotten the Offensive Player of the Year award. So I asked him, all right, why do you think Puka should have gotten him? And he said just his style of play. He liked the physical style of play. And it just shows you how people view the game differently, right? When you look at it, if you were to take his mentality and place it to the Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year style of play, then you're going to go with Nick Mawari all day because he does more. So I think it just shows just the variety of ways that people look at the game. And I can appreciate it. Even if I don't agree with it, I can still appreciate it. He also said Ernest Jones was the fixer of this team. When I ask people what makes this defense go, I'm assuming they're going to say Nick Mawari. And he said, look, I could say Nick Mawari, but Ernest Jones was the fixer of this team. So, yeah, man, he dropped a couple dimes, man. It was a good interview. Appreciate him coming and kicking it with us.
Washington's biggest night out for sports is almost here, the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards. The star-studded event brings together the athletes and icons behind our favorite teams and unforgettable moments. Be part of history and cast your vote for the men's and women's sports stars of 2025, representing the best of Washington sports. You can also vote for Sports Story of the Year. Voting is open now through February 14th, so head to seattlesports.org and make your voice heard. The winners will be announced live at the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards presented by Microsoft on Friday, March 13th. Don't miss out. Vote now and be part of the celebration. All our coverage this week presented by WGU. Coming up next, Curtis and Bump face-off in Super Bowl on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me? JSN!
Congratulations, Jackson Smith.
Jigba, you know, he's sicker than most when he run the post.
The NFL's AP Offensive Player of the Year, rewriting the Seahawks record books with his electrifying season.
JSN has it! Touchdown! Seahawks!
And this is where you hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call Super Bowl 60 Sunday at 3. Seattle Sports.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Google of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Get ready, because it's here. The first huge public online auction of the new year from the James G. Murphy Company, and it's underway now. We're stacked and packed with a vast assortment of heavy construction equipment, trucks, trailers, and more, like 17 excavators, 6 dozers, including a 2012 John Deere 700K XLT, 4 wheel loaders, a grader, a 2021 Kenworth T270 propane delivery truck, a 2023 Volvo Auto Transporter, 6 Peterbilt 567 tractors, 6 dump trucks, forklifts, boom lifts, loaders, graders, and utility trucks. But wait, there's more, like over 100 unused gas-powered excavators, flatbed trucks, and on and on. We are on fire with gear. Preview all items Tuesday and Wednesday, February 10th and 11th at our location in Marysville. Do not miss the first huge public online auction of the new year. Check murphyauction.com for all details. murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Sometimes we hang on to our old attorneys and coaches too long. They've been around, they've done good work. But when the legal game changes, you need a team that is hungry to win now. At Bible Law Group, we're that faster, hard-hitting legal team, ready to fight for every inch in the courtroom. With over 40 million closed for our clients, we know how to win, and we're ready to take on the biggest legal case of your career with you. Don't stick with a playbook that's gone stale. Switch to the legal team that's ready to win now. Let Bible Law Group be your linebacker in the courtroom. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Can you believe it?
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Ooh, that face. Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Yay to Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only. Our first Mark Challenge victory is Aaron McCoy from McCoy Home Solutions, yet another small business owner that took the First Mark Insurance Challenge. Aaron, why did you make the call to First Mark Insurance?
My company has grown to a space where we need a higher level of coverage. A couple of factors led me to say, boy, I really need to find something new. And First Mark really rang that bell.
First Mark save you and your business money?
Oh, yeah. They have decreased overall expense in a couple categories by up to 30%, coverage in a couple of areas by greater than 50%. They've offered coverage in 2 new categories that I think are pertinent for my business, and they've greatly impacted what that coverage and those margins look like.
Kind of wish you made the call earlier.
I absolutely do. Yeah.
So if you're a small business owner that wants to take the stress of insurance off your plate, do what Aaron McCoy did for McCoy Home Solutions. Make the call to First Mark Insurance. They're your teammate that goes to work for you. FirstMarkInsurance.com.
Dave Wyman here with Dr. Landis to talk about Swedish CyberKnife.
Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out, you essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
5 days, less than an hour a day to treat prostate cancer. That really is amazing. If diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
Broadcasting live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Powered through the Quantum Fiber Studio.
On the only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the game, Seattle Sports.
Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. Bowling for soup. Yeah.
I was like, what? All right. Okay, here we go. Bump and Curtis facing off in Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. Bump. Your first question. We saw 20 years of this Patriots team dynasty, unfortunately. And with that, they catapulted themselves into a first-place tie for most postseason wins for any NFL franchise. Which team is tied with them is it? The Steelers, Broncos, or 49ers?
That was a lot going on. Can you?
Okay.
So which team is tied with the Patriots for most Super Bowls?
Okay.
Which team is tied with the Patriots for most playoff wins ever?
Oh, playoff
postseason
Stacey,
wins.
I'm a man. Just keep it real simple for me, okay?
Okay, I got you.
All right, well, I got multiple
Besides,
choice?
yeah. Okay, so Steelers, Broncos, 49ers.
Broncos.
It's the 49ers.
I knew those 49ers. I just wanted to give Curtis a head start.
That's nice of you.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, man.
No, I really thought it was the Broncos, though.
I could see.
They've been to a lot of Super Bowls.
For AFC, for conference championship, championship, the Broncos were one of the ones that had. Yeah, so I could see that.
Okay.
Curtis, the Patriots and Seahawks are the 10th pair of teams to face off in multiple Super Bowls.
yes.
When was the last time the Super Bowl was a rematch?
Last year, Eagles and Chiefs.
I just thought it would be fun and tricky. I don't.
Bump's about to walk off the set.
It's only right. It's only right. He should have gotten the one that I had. I should have gotten the one that he had. But you know what? You know, in golf, there's something called a handicap.
Stop.
So it kind of evens the game out.
This is,
we should use one of those.
This is not helping the rigged allegation.
It's not rigged. It's not rigged.
Okay.
I made this quiz at 11:30 p.m. I had so much to do. Bump. Ken Walker and Patriots halfback Trevion Henderson are both special players. Why did I write that?
They are gentlemanly. They're
both special players.
Citizens.
I wrote this at 11:30. They're both special players, just filler. Which of the two is entering Sunday with more rushing yards this season? Is it Walker or Henderson?
I feel like that's a trick question. I feel like you're getting tricky right now. And I'm going to go with Ken Walker.
It's Ken Walker.
All right.
Not a trick question. I was just, my eyes started getting really big, like, oh no. Curtis, who's the last non-quarterback Super Bowl MVP?
Last non-quarterback
Most-
Super Bowl
yes,
MVP.
Yes.
Last year was Jalen Hurts. Patrick Mahomes, I think, won it a few times in there. I'm going to say it is the number 2 leading receiver on the Seattle Seahawks this year, Cooper Kupp.
It is Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Bump. I'm reading again from my quiz. Seattle's defense is pretty Seattle's defense is pretty special.
Oh, are they now?
But special was the adjective of the night last night.
Apparently. So maybe it's someone on that side of the ball who wins it if Seattle defeats the Patriots. Who was the last defensive player to win Super Bowl MVP?
So stupid.
What?
This is dumb.
What?
Radio Row.
Stop it. Yo, you know what? I'll allow it. You have 15 seconds to get an answer from someone else. Last defensive Super Bowl MVP.
Who's the last defensive Super Bowl MVP?
He's thinking. He's thinking.
You have 10 seconds. You can find someone else. You can find someone else. Yell it if you know the answer.
Who was the last defensive Super Bowl MVP?
You have 5 seconds. You can ask a third person. You get one more shot. One more shot.
You guys aren't real.
Oh, no.
Right,
No point for Bump. The answer is Von Miller.
I would have guessed that. Game's over, man. Let's get out of here.
Curtis, you can also survey the audience. True or false?
Wow.
A safety has never won Super Bowl MVP.
That is false. Dexter Jackson of the Bucks won Super Bowl MVP.
Okay, Curtis takes a 3-1 lead.
It's over.
No, it's not. I believe in you. Listen, if you get these 2 and then Curtis loses 2, we're tied. Bump.
Not likely.
Multiple choice. How many of New England's games this year came against teams not returning their head coaches next season? 8, 9, 10, 11.
8.
11 is the answer.
Stupid.
Isn't that crazy? 11.
Don't talk to me.
What?
Don't talk to me.
What?
Are you sure?
It is crazy,
Yes.
Stacy.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
The way you're looking at this thing.
No, I'm sure.
uh-oh,
No, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm positive.
I don't know if you're positive.
I am positive. Curtis.
It's over.
No, Curtis. The Patriots defense has allowed just 26 points over their last 3 postseason games, the fewest since which defense?
Is it the Legion of Boom Seahawks?
Is that your answer?
Yes.
No,
Oh.
you idiot.
Darn.
It's the 2000 Ravens.
Oh.
Bump. If you get this and then Curtis loses a point.
I can't lose a point, though.
Bump. The Ravens and 49ers faced off in the Superdome in the 2012 season, but had to take an extended break following halftime because of a blackout that followed which superstar's
Beyonce.
halftime performance.
There you
Bump,
go.
you got it.
There
you got it.
You're
you
on
got
the
it.
board.
Good answer. Curtis,
Yeah.
who was the halftime show for Seattle's last trip to the Super Bowl?
The last time they went to the Super Bowl, that would have been 49. That would be when Katy Perry and Left Shark.
That's true. Right Shark was there too. I just feel like it's
we tend
important.
to overlook Right Shark, but Left Shark stole the show.
Okay. Well.
Good,
Here we are.
Was that it?
That's the quiz. Well, you just won, so.
All right.
I guess
Hey.
here we are.
You said it was 11, huh?
Yes.
Reddit says something else.
What does Reddit say?
I still got it wrong, but you didn't get it right.
Are we positive?
10?
No
10.
way. Well, when
10?
was that post?
That
When
was
was that
10.
post?
A week ago.
Who's been fired? Who's moved on?
No one's
it
been
has
fired
to be
in the
11,
last
right?
week, I don't think.
Oh no, I did my video with that number.
Oh, dang. No, it's 11. It's 11.
It's 11?
It's
no,
11.
No, it's
you're
not.
lying to
It's
make
not.
me feel better.
It's not.
Oh, this is horrible. This is the worst day of my
You were
life.
tired last night.
On to
Too
the
much apple
tiebreaker. It doesn't matter. We had a tiebreaker question submitted from a listener, so I wanted to get to it. But to get at your shot to answer the tiebreaker, you have to go back and forth. You know how this works. Starting with Bump in honor of the Seattle Seahawks, who have one more game to play. Naming birds.
A pigeon. I hate those guys.
A pelican.
A cardinal.
A rooster.
A chicken.
A penguin.
An ostrich.
Ooh, a falcon.
A bald eagle.
Ooh, I think I'm out.
Okay. Bump your shot at the tiebreaker question. This is from a listener. They sent it in and they asked if they
we're
could.
taking
I
listener
swear, this is
questions.
from a listener.
All
The
right.
253 sent this in and said, "Can I throw in a bonus question for Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl?"
Okay.
The NFC Championship game has had, before this year, so not including Rams Seahawks that we just saw, 3 NFC West battles. The team that won that game went on to win the Super Bowl. What were the 3 teams that won the Super Bowl?
It was the Seahawks, 49ers. Seahawks
Yes.
win. They beat the Broncos.
Yes.
Rams, 49ers.
Oh my God, you're reading
Rams
my
won,
answer.
beat the Bengals. And what's the other? 49ers Saints. The 49ers won in 1991.
Bump wins. Bump wins.
Wow.
Hey, raise your hand if you've never cheated on a test before. Exactly. I
Okay.
cheated.
Look, Super Bowl, Super Bowl,
cheated.
Super Bowl. It wasn't my best, but I don't think it was my worst. I don't. Remember that one time that I completely forgot that like Lamar Jackson was injured and missed a ton of games?
Right.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Oh,
I knocked
man.
Bump a point for that.
Yeah.
Look, we're not in our home arena. We're playing on the road.
We're on the road, and
Yeah.
everyone knows
It's a
that it's a
neutral
little
site.
tougher on the
Yeah.
road. You don't have the benefit of home. It's not easy. All right, get your questions in for what I need to know as we wrap up our stint here at Super Bowl week, Radio Row. 866-979-3776. Any question you have, get those sent in right now. Once more, 866-979-3776. What I need to know coming your way next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
We knew the foundation was strong.
Last year, everything was new.
But this,
We are going to the Super Bowl.
doubters, what doubters?
We did not care. We've been playing dominant football all year.
Now, the stage is set to finish by claiming the ultimate prize. Seahawks, Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Kickoff with Steve Rabel on the call. Sunday at 3:30 on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SOUND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SOUND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SOUND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Broadcasting live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60.
Powered through the Quantum Fiber Studio.
On Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and live on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Rost.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. What I need to know. My wife's friends are having a Super Bowl party, but I'd much rather watch the Super Bowl in the comfort of my own home so that I can focus on the game, but I must attend. How long is long enough to stay at the party? If I slipped out at halftime, would it be okay or rude?
Yeah, that's fine. Just disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said hello. You've talked to you need to talk to. Kiss baby, shook hands.
Yeah.
You're good. Get out of there.
I can't watch big games like this in the presence of other people.
Same.
I got to be at home. I just can't be in party mindset when there's so much at stake. Like, don't even think about inviting me out. Anybody listening?
I don't want to. End of answer.
Yeah, right.
I don't.
I'll
want
order a
to.
pizza, and the girls and I will eat it at home. But
well, and look,
yeah.
part of it's working. All of us are working in different capacities. But I'm quite literally on pre-post, halftime, everything. You have a long day. But even if we weren't, if you were if the Lakers were in, how'd you watch the World Series with the Dodgers? Like, you were at a bar, but did you kind of want to watch a few games by yourself?
No, remember I started off at this crowded bar because I was actually in San Francisco, and then some dummies were saying some dummy type stuff next to me.
Oh, because they're Giants fans.
Yeah, so then I left and went to the hotel lobby and watched it all by myself with no one around me.
And that's how it has to be done.
Yeah.
That's science. Someone said,
That's science.
what I need to know, Stacy, can you explain what the Super Bowl is wings exactly means? I don't know. I said it earlier.
Super Bowl is wings?
I said wings are the Super Bowl. The
And
Super Bowl are wings.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl is wings.
It's wings.
I don't know. I was mad at Bump for not liking wings.
I didn't say I didn't like them. I said I prefer pizza.
It wasn't his favorite. Yeah. And what's annoying is I do prefer pizza to wings, so I was just trying to really stand on business with the take. How would you rate Radio Row overall 1 to 5? 5 being best thing ever.
Is that what that means?
I don't know. 5
5 being worst, 1 being best.
What is happening? You need to go to sleep, okay?
I don't know. How would you rate it 1 through 5?
5 the best, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're confusing me now.
Sorry.
It's my first time. I give it a 5, man. I think it was cool. So many ballers we got to see walk by. Curtis did a great job getting us guests, man. Tony Gonzalez.
That was cool.
We had
Devin Hester.
Devin Hester, my favorite one.
Terrell Davis,
Kurt Warner. Terrell Davis.
Yeah,
Terrell Davis was
great.
a character. He's a different kind of guy. He's a different thinker. I appreciate him, though.
What I need to know, what's been your, so related to this, what's been your single highlight? Outside of Radio Row, but I feel like my highlights are some of the
We've
interviews.
been at Radio Row for most of our day.
Outside of Radio Row
I
is
have no highlight.
having drinks with coworkers and seeing how they are when they have a couple apple juices.
That was fun. I just become funnier.
I just become funnier. That's what you tell yourself, huh?
Yeah, it's true. What I need to know, Matt, this one's for you. It really is from a listener. Spielberg, Lucas, or Scorsese?
Oh, dang. It has to be George Lucas, just because, not only directing, but writing. I mean, Star Wars wouldn't exist without him, and that has meant the world to me my entire life. But I mean, all 3 of them are amazing. That's a tough one, but it's George Lucas.
You can always change your answer later.
I don't see that happening.
I make the rules. From the 509, they're making fun of me for, I wrote the game show. I had a lot of stuff to finish, and I wrote, is a special player on 2 or 3 answers. I don't know, just filler words. So someone wants to know from the 509, who's the most special player on the Seahawks roster?
The most special? It's Imawari. He's special. He does more than anyone else does.
I thought you might say JSN.
Yeah, I mean, Jason is a dope receiver, but Imawari, linebacker.
Is best different from most special?
Is best, yeah.
Who's the best player?
It's JSN.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's what I'm doing, messing it up. What I need to know, now that you actually have experience, what would you do differently next time at I like this, at next year's Radio Row for the Super Bowl?
Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Get food.
Yeah.
They don't have a whole lot of food at these things.
You literally have to leave here to get food unless they're giving away free wings.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And I'm sick of wings right now.
Oh, you guys have had them every day.
Every day.
No, wings are like Hennessy to me right now. I've had too much of it. I'm done.
You look at it, you're like,
what I need to know, you can't give a score prediction because you're going to do it during pregame.
Yeah, I can't do it. Can't do it.
Well, I already know that you're Curtis. How about you? Do a score prediction. Bump can't give his. You got to tune into Seahawks pre and post to hear Bumps.
I'm going to say Seahawks 31, Patriots 20. And 20 points is a lot of points to Seahawks. They have not given up that many points in a while.
Only give up, what, 17
just for
a
the
game?
Rams, yeah.
I think I said 24-17 or something really just randomly.
Oh, look. It's Eli Manning.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, boy.
Do you think we should ask him the next question?
He look at you like you're
He's
crazy.
mid-interview.
I think I should just go over and no, what we should do is have Bump run over and go, last defensive Super Bowl MVP. Eli, quick. It was for your brother's team in 2015 for the Broncos. What I need to know. Someone said, I want to go to a Super Bowl with people who like football. My wife is hosting one with all the girls, though.
Another one.
He says they don't know ball. Am I wrong? How do you know they don't know ball?
Because he probably knows her
them?
friends.
Okay, that's fair.
You about to get
Well,
real.
if-
Because they're women.
Because what? Because we're women?
If they don't know ball, then you look like the expert there.
Ooh.
You are Mr. Answer Man.
But they got to answer dumb questions,
That's true.
though. Why did he fall?
Yeah. Why didn't they score there?
They should just do that every time.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to say, you can hear dumb questions anywhere. I am getting back on the podium. What was the one that you heard when you were watching? It was, when did they start doing this about a ghost runner?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
That was one of the reasons.
That
was one of the
That was
reasons
a
why
dude in a bar
I had
this
to leave.
year.
I did the slow turnaround like.
Just when they start what's this? What are they doing here? This is ridiculous. What I need to know, did you match on purpose today or coordinate on purpose?
No. But I'm sure Stacy loves it.
I do. What I need to know. Someone said my father's actually bailing on our Super Bowl party just because there's going to be a couple of people who don't know ball.
Wow.
You can't be around it, dude.
Can't do
For
it.
something where
It's
you got a
frustrating.
lot of anxiety and a lot of anxiousness.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
What I need to know, is it just me or do the Seahawks tend to have more players getting hurt during practice than other teams?
No, try the 49ers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were all doing karaoke tonight, who's the closet Mariah Carey? Who's never stepping up to the mic? And who's just getting hammered?
Bob can carry a tune from what I...
Yeah, Bob's a good singer. He's
Bob
good.
can sing. Stacy.
Not stepping up to
Not
the mic.
stepping up. I'll get hammered for everybody.
There you go.
Appreciate that. All right, you guys, this has been so fun from
So
Radio.
fun.
Thank you.
Would you say it's been special?
It's been so special. This has been such a special radio show. Thank you to everyone for hanging out with us. Wyman and Bob coming up next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
It's why we bake in the sun out on the berm every summer at training camp. It's why we scream till it hurts. In the cold and rain, come fall and winter.
Listen to the 12th man.
It's why we're 12s. As the Seahawks look to bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Seattle, it's why there's only one voice we want to hear tell the story.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
Don't miss Steve Rabel calling the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60, live and for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's February, and we're a month into those fitness goals and resolutions. And are you already tired of the crowded gyms and sweaty machines? Maybe you're ready to upgrade your fitness equipment in your own home. Well, I got the place and some deals for you. Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my friends at Top Fitness. Right now, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit to use for Precor, True, or Inspire treadmills. Top Fitness sells the best quality products available. Brands like Precor, True, Octane, Inspire Stairmaster, and much more. It's trade-in days at Top Fitness, and it's not too late to get in the best shape of your life. Top Fitness has the largest selection of home fitness equipment in the state of Washington, and their staff will truly show you why. It's no secret that everybody, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love their stores. Top Fitness has locations at Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. And remember, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit today. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Get ready, because it's here. The first huge public online auction of the new year from the James G. Murphy Company, and it's underway now. We're stacked and packed with a vast assortment of heavy construction equipment, trucks, trailers, and more, like 17 excavators, 6 dozers, including a 2012 John Deere 700K XLT, 4 wheel loaders, a grader, a 2021 Kenworth T270 propane delivery truck, a 2023 Volvo Auto Transporter, 6 Peterbilt 567 tractors, 6 dump trucks, forklifts, boom lifts, loaders, graders, and utility trucks. But wait, there's more, like over 100 unused gas-powered excavators, flatbed trucks, and on and on. We are on fire with gear. Preview all items Tuesday and Wednesday, February 10th and 11th at our location in Marysville. Do not miss the first huge public online auction of the new year. Check MurphyAuction.com for all details. MurphyAuction.com. MurphyAuction.com.
You know what? Let's throw a party this year for the big game.
Hey, we can invite our friends over and all take turns yelling at the TV during the game.
But first, we should get a new TV.
Yeah, like one of the top-rated brands, Samsung, LG, or Sony.
Okay, so I'll start shopping on the internet, then head over to the Warehouse Club to compare.
But if that's all we do, we'll be sorry.
Why?
Because the best deals on those top-rated TVs are at Video Only, not online or at the club.
Video Only has better deals?
Yep. We could save up to $500 if we shop smart.
Then we could afford a larger model and really impress our friends.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. If you're at the stage where you need readers, whether you've had LASIK or not, it may be time to consider K2 Vision RLE. I tell my King LASIK patients, laser vision correction won't solve the eventual need for reading glasses due to an aging, dysfunctional lens.
But K2 Vision RLE will. It's not a question of if your lens becomes dysfunctional, it's when. At that point, you'll need reading glasses and could benefit from refractive lens exchange, a permanent solution to distance, intermediate, and near vision problems. In other words, no glasses, no contacts, and no readers.
And no cataracts.
Exactly. After K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless.
And because we've performed over 100,000 procedures and followed the outcomes, we have the experience to know if RLE is right for you.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. And let's get your vision feeling young again, permanently.
Go to K2VisionRLE.com.
The Anime Washington and the Washington State Gaming Expo Super Convention is almost here. We have assembled a massive celebrity guest lineup on February 6th through the 8th in Puyallup. Meet the voices behind Final Fantasy, Naruto, Halo, Grand Theft Auto, One Piece, Spider-Man, Dragon Ball, Baldur's Gate, and so many more. Shop at hundreds of vendors, makers, and artists. Compete in the Tetris Regionals, Catan, Uno Elite, Smash, Tekken, Mario Kart, and so much more. Join us February 6th through the 8th at Washington State Fair and Event Center. Tickets on sale at animewa.com.
Styles change, 12s grow, but Seahawks love, that's forever. From the young fans in their fresh new jerseys to the lifelong 12s in their throwback jackets. At the Pro Shop, we've got gear for 12s of every age and every walk of life. This is the Pro Shop. Shop official Seahawks gear in-store at Lumen Field and the